Welcome to Certain Point of View, your first step into a much nerdier world. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on iTunes. Just go to certainpov.com. Thanks. And now your hosts, Ben Milton and Addy Thomas.
Hey Nerfherders, I'm Addy Thomas.
And I am Ben Milton.
Thanks for joining us. You can always be a part of the podcast through Patreon, through sharing the podcast with your friends and family, other fellow nerds. You can also, rate, subscribe, and review the show.
Yeah.
All of that is on our website, certainpov.com. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Patreon and how they can be a part of the show that way?
Yeah, it's real easy. Just head to our webpage, like we've mentioned, certainpov.com, and click on the support page. You'll see a video there that describes in detail what Patreon is, how it works, how you can help support the show. They do a much better job than I can possibly do at this stage of the game explaining this to you. Let's get started, man.
Yeah, all of that again is at certainpov.com. Today we are continuing a brand new series that has gotten everyone at this table really excited. It's Star Wars RPG. This is officially session 1. So we had our session 0, which was our character creation. Just a quick introduction of everyone around the table. Cory?
Hey
Cory
guys,
Putnam?
what's going on? Thanks again for having me on the show. Super excited to be here. And if those listening, you can just pray for me that I don't get bit by a mosquito this episode or hurt myself slapping a mosquito off my face, that'd be great.
Since Cory has like the lowest Constitution score roll possible,
Yeah,
then that makes
it's
sense.
going to be interesting.
Good luck, sir.
Yes.
And then we've got Shawn with us.
Hi, I'm Shawn, and I'm here.
Well, that was simple and straightforward. I like that. And then, of course, Case.
And I will be your dungeon master tonight.
Oh, sweet tits.
Actually, on that note, so we're going to get started with doing the official first session, but let's kind of recap, because we said before it was session 0, which it's not. It was mostly character creation, a little bit of fleshing out some of the relationships. So Ben, why don't we have you start off by describing who your character is and how you relate to everyone here?
My character's name is Phelous Voshkiller. I am a Fringer, a human Fringer. I'm kind of an asshole. So
Kind of.
a little bit. It was a bad day.
There's a reason you're a Fringer.
Was it a bad day? I mean, I feel like everyone's still alive when the Death Star was supposed to kill everyone.
It was a bad day for me. All right, it was a bad day for me. Private reasons. I have a rivalry with Addy, or I'm a little bit jealous of Addy, or have some sort of rivalry going on with Addy. I don't really like him a whole lot, even because I'm trying to beat him at something. I'm not sure what.
Now, we understand that in the real world, but in the game, you also...
In the game, too. Like this. Yes, I'm kind of an asshole, and I have a rivalry with Addy. I went for real hard role-playing.
Yeah.
Real out of character.
We're easing you in, apparently.
Yeah.
Also, I'll note that we had everyone roll the classic Dungeons & Dragons style of 3d6, and that was your stat going down the list.
Yeah,
so
old school.
Ben, you actually rolled
came out
pretty
the
well.
best. Yeah, I did good.
You're generally pretty on point for average with a few overs, right?
I have a couple overs, and I have one under, which is dexterity, and it's a 7. Strength is above average. Constitution is above a little more than above average. Intelligence is a little bit more than above average. Wisdom is slightly above average, and my charisma is average.
And you're playing a Fringer, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of like a survivalist.
I'm a survivalist, yeah. I'm out from like the Outer Rim and have come in to help the rebellion with all my knowledge and skills.
So kind of like a brilliant redneck.
Yeah, I'm more of a gambler. I put some of my points into gambling and those kinds of like spy elements, because part of my story is also that I believe that there is a secret project, and I have to get to the bottom of the idea of this secret project, even though I don't really know what it is. And I have all sorts of crazy Alex Jones conspiracy theories.
The best part is, like, clearly there was a secret project. Everyone just found out about it. And you're like, no, there's another one, man.
There's more, dude. All right.
All right, let's go around the table then. Shawn?
Yeah, so I am Fendir Pickup. I'm Ithorian. I am a scout. And my character is, I have this religious connection with Addy's character. whom I met on fuglyaliensmeet.com. And so,
It's a really good website, by the way.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's done wonders for my social
Yes.
life.
so
It's
I
about
am,
friendship, not hooking up.
Absolutely.
Then why do you go?
It's like meetup.com.
Exactly.
Exactly. Not that we would know.
And I'm an excellent pilot, but I do have a fear of hyperspace that I need to confront at some point. As far as the numbers, my abilities, that's all Japanese to me. I don't know a goddamn thing still, which means I'm going to live the longest in the storyline.
Nice.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm male. And I'm
Male.
very
Wait,
tall.
does that mean Shawn and Snoke?
Maybe.
He might be. Oh, that would be the
wow.
best.
Could be.
That's what the scars
All
are
right.
cutting off his hammer
So
nose.
from someone who's probably going to live the longest to someone who, spoiler alert, probably won't.
Yeah, I figured that.
Why don't you go?
Oh, cool. So I am Hu Flung Dong, and I am a Gungan who left Naboo.
Yes, he voluntarily chose to be a Gungan.
I had to. It's my,
With those
my only
roles.
chance to live past the first episode. But yeah, so I left, my planet and my family to pursue my dreams as a singer, but along the way just ended up enlisting. And yeah, my hit record Opa
That's why he
Gun
practices
Style
not-
did not go well on the radio.
I'm sorry. I was going to say that again. What was your... say that again?
Opa Gun Style. Yeah, it was not a hit record, so I ended up enlisting and had a couple things, go from there. So as far as
I
my
don't want to see this music video now.
I'm envisioning it now. It's like,
hidden archives, never to be viewed again.
Misa Yusa fuck Opa Gungan style.
Man.
Well, we got something to do this weekend.
So, stat-wise, I think I'm pretty average, which we established last episode. The average is not, a bad thing.
Yeah, but it isn't good either.
Just yeah, you're right. But I'm a good shot, so hopefully I can hide in a tree somewhere without falling off and help you guys out.
Yeah,
a
you
little
don't get in a tree.
You don't
You
get in
stay,
a
no,
tree?
you stay behind the tree.
Yeah.
Shoot around the tree.
Because coming down that tree, I can't guarantee you're
Yeah.
going to get down safely.
All right, done. I'm just gonna follow you.
So I am Fosho, the from Keldor.
And you changed your name. Let's put that out there right now.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can go
yeah.
back to the episode. And,
Yeah, I know. I'm just letting everybody know because if they were confused,
Right.
because they were like, "Wasn't he G or one of those
Z.
new sexless pronouns that?"
Addy Thomas.
Yeah, no, session
That
zero.
was
We
cute,
were all,
Addy Thomas, if I was going for the Serene.
session zero. Everyone's allowed to kind of refine their characters after that.
So anyway, Fosho, the Force. So I'm a Force Adept. Figured I was looking a little bit at the Keldor, and apparently they've been Force users even before, going way back, and they're more shamanistic and sages.
Makes
And,
sense, yeah.
Yeah, they believe more the Force's wind, and not necessarily this thing that binds everybody. So there's
So you could have been like a kid who would have been a Jedi, but ended up being homeschooled because the Jedi Academy was gone.
yeah, pretty much. we know the Jedi. We know the Jedi failed, so we decided to go for alternative methods of education.
Hashtag alternative facts.
For my stats, there's a lot. There's quite a few that's below average, like stamina, dexterity, and charisma. My constitution and intellect is kind of average, but my wisdom is at 17. So I've got some force powers to use here and there.
Cool. We ended the last session with Fosho and Huflangdung both up in their guard towers, and Addy successfully was able to spot a little bit of twinkling in the distance before alarms started. So, Phelous and Fendir, please give me an initiative roll. Fendir, you were still awake. You were up, you were dressed and just reading or something to that effect. Phelous,
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards. You still had your pants on around your ankles, but that was about it at that point.
Damn it, Addy.
As you thought of better times.
Do I have to roll if I can detect what he's going on down there?
I'm not the one who's in love with you.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm trying to sense it.
As you try to think of better times into that trash can.
Oh, all right. That's awkward.
Because then the alarms start going off and people start going crazy. And
I gotta finish. I gotta finish.
5 more minutes.
but so the alarms are going.
Oh, pick up the pace.
You guys are each in private chambers. You're not sharing barracks. You both get up. What do you do?
Head out to the hall. Put my pants on.
Okay.
Head out to the hallway.
Wait, do you finish or do you have the stiffy?
How close was I?
How many actions does this count as?
You were in the vinegar strokes, but it was probably a little bit of ways.
Oh, this is a tough choice.
Like it was like a little bit of whiskey dick from the the festivities earlier today. So you're like, oh, it's so close, I can't stop. But it's not.
But that alarm is so annoying, and there's no way I could finish with that. Whoop!
Okay.
Whoop!
Take a -4 temporarily to your dexterity modifier for the next few minutes while you've got the chubby preventing you from
damn
moving.
This is like real life.
Is
You're
that
having
why
some
you were
restrictions.
late?
And Fender, what are you up to?
I mean,
So I was in the middle of a mystery novel.
Agatha Christie?
No, come on. This is far, far away from Agatha Christie.
Space
So-
Agatha Christie.
Space Agatha Christie, yes. And let's see. So I'm thumbing through the pages, hear the alarm, and then like, woo, woo, there. I must finish this chapter. I'm almost there. Who did it?
oh, I know how you feel.
Who killed the Wookiee Prime Minister? I don't
Whatever you
know.
call it, dude. Whatever you call it.
Fender, you take a -2 to your intelligence for the duration because you can't get your mind off the chapter.
Nice.
All right, so the alarms are going off. You hear commotion. Everyone, you start hearing announcements like, all personnel to evacuate. Essential personnel, flight crews to their ships. Everyone else to escape vessels.
Fuck. I don't remember where we're supposed to go. Did anybody find out where the backup base is?
You're in your room alone.
Shit. I'm thinking
You're just
out
saying
loud.
it out
I
loud.
think out loud.
Fender, are you thinking out loud to yourself?
I'm thinking I know exactly where the backup base is because I wasn't out drinking with the rest of the rebels and jerking off. So
Says it like it's a bad thing.
So you're
just
pretty sure
mad
you
he didn't
know
get to
like
do
where
it.
to go.
I'm the designated security monitor for this.
You're the RA?
I'm the RA. I need to go out and I need to get everyone out of the barracks and to the backup base.
All right, so what do you do?
Sit down.
So you run out. You run out.
I run out.
Like you're
I'm
fully
gonna,
dressed. So you're ready. A lot of people are asleep. Some people are like throwing their clothes on. Other people have restricted pants.
And luckily, as an Ithorian, I have my very loud vocal cords, and I sound like I go, "Roar! Get out! Oh, get out!"
Oh my god, is this place haunted?
So you're up. You're on your feet. You're knocking on the doors. You're pounding on it, right?
Yes. Whatever your name is. I never took improv class. I'm sorry.
Yes, and
Then I go to
Phelous.
Phelous.
Yeah.
Phelous, you're there.
Yeah.
Get out.
All right. Where do I go? Where do I go? I don't know where to go.
Just
Nobody
get
told me.
out. Got there.
All right, Phelous. Do you come out the door?
Yes.
All right, so you waddle your way out, and then Fender is leading the charge, being like, this way to the escape, right?
Yeah. Follow the big guy.
Follow me.
All right.
We're going to stairwell 13.
Okay.
All right, so you guys start running off. Now you two, Fosho and Who Flung Dung, you guys are up on your towers. Now, the alarms start going off, and then almost immediately, ripping through the trees, these massive cannons that had been concealed rise up and fire off shots into the sky. Now, like Hoof, you still haven't seen anything. You just heard the alarms. And Foe.
No, you got it
My
right.
friends call me Ho too.
How? You just see this like faint twinkling in the skies. the shot goes off, and it's like there's a solid second or two in between before like this thunderclap of the air hitting you, and you see the light like disappear into the sky. And then there's almost like a pregnant pause when a shot comes down and tears the floor right in front of you, like maybe 25 yards in front of your tower, just completely apart in like say a 15-foot like circumference. It's just ripped a hole in the forest there. And then there's a few more seconds, and another shot rips down, and this time it hits the base, and you see this like a chunk of the building like start to collapse on the inside. Who? Like, how are you reacting to this?
I'm looking around. I'm looking for him. I'm looking for.
Okay, you guys both see each other because you're both on towers elevated up above the base. What are your reactions? Like, where do you want to do? Like, what do you guys want to do? Like, you hear the alarms, you hear evacuations, and as far as you know, you can't do shit.
You should stay there.
Space is attacking.
Well, I want to figure out who. I'm assuming it's the Empire, but I mean, can I identify them, or are they way too far out?
They're way too far out. You can't see anything. You see like the faintest glimmer of lights.
We need to find our commander. We need to find where he's at. We need to go to him now.
Yeah, report for duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the commander who screwed you?
Okay, so you guys march down down your towers, right?
Yes, unless there's safe stairs nearby. I'm heading for the stairs.
You guys are at the top of these like individual towers, like they're lookout towers. So there's like ladders for you to climb down. It's not like there's easy stairwells. And you're not on like the wall.
I'm gonna climb down and head towards the temple/base. Yeah.
I'm suspicious but brave. I'll go ahead and take the ladder down. Get down to the ground.
Suspicious. It's the way you got up there, dumbass.
I know, but it's not the way I want to go down.
It's a little primitive.
It's not the way I want to go down. I'm going down.
That's what she said. Yeah.
All right, you guys both climb down. There's all this clamor of people running around screaming like, "It's the Empire! How did they get here so fast? How?" And people are just all confused. Who? A Gungan soldier runs up to you and it goes like, "Hey, Husa!
Misa?
You, sir, need to make our species proud. These humans, these short tongues. You, sir, try to talk like them, but we, sir need to make a stand now."
Misa? Yeah, Misa, fight!
All right. You, sir.
I will fight.
Short tongue. You, sir, and you gas face. Come on, we need guns. The Empire is coming.
All right, I'm ready.
And he leads you out of the building that you guys were in towards what you know is the armory. Go grab guns.
Hold on. What the hell, Addy? What?
Yeah, all right. I guess we'll just do that.
That's what broke you.
Oh my god! After like the whole like Gungan tongue battle, then I get Addy go, "Yeah, all right, whatever. We're just gonna do that." That was great.
Less is more, right, Addy?
So you guys are running out into the open quad towards the armory. You see X-wing ships already starting to take off. None have gotten very high, but they're starting to like gain some altitude. And all of a sudden, you hear this rumbling sound, and the moon appears to be like a little bit darker. And that's when you realize that it's not enough to be sufficiently like blocking out light, but it is starting to get in the way of the natural light that was coming down on the quad, and it's just TIE fighters. If you look really closely, just TIE fighters. And blaster shot, like smaller blaster shots than the big ones that have been hitting, start peppering the ground. And people next to you start getting hurt. And you guys are just running as fast as you can towards the armory. Give me reflex saves, guys. So take a D20 and then add the reflex roll.
That's what you get, Addy. Following in.
So in this case, it would be the 11 and 3.
Yep. So that's a 14?
14.
I have 19.
Okay, you guys both successfully make it through this field where, like, it's not a lot of people are getting hit. It's a very early rush of it, but it's just this roaring sound as they're still coming closer. Like, they're up in the upper atmosphere and firing down. And you hear another thunder crack as a shot from the sky shakes the base. It hit directly against the side of it. It doesn't look like it caused anything to collapse, but part of a wall started to peel off. And you guys run into the armory, where you each find padded flight suits. If you want to write this down into your inventory, you find a heavy blaster. Sweet. Foe. You find a stun baton. All right, so you guys take a few minutes to get your flight suits on and get geared up. All right, so we are back to the Fendir and to Phelous trying to get free. So you guys are running down the hallways. You know where the escape pod is, right? The ship to get off.
Oh yes. Yep.
All right. So you're shouting for people to come and join and get out of here. All right. So you guys are moving. You hear people shouting like, "How did they find us so fast?" And you hear people whispering like, "They must have been on their way already. Like, what's going on? This is crazy. I can't." Human soldiers are like. Phelous, what are you doing while you're running there?
Looking for any kind of weapon I can grab along the way in any kind of room. Like if I see any kind of like storeroom or weapons room or anything like that, while I'm kind of like just following along in the crowd.
You see a small cutting tool that could be used as a knife.
Okay.
But right now you're just wearing regular clothes.
Okay. So I put that under inventory. Can I put that in gear?
Yeah. Well, you can put it under weapon on the front page.
There it is. I found it. Knife. I'm just gonna write knife. Okay, knife. Okay. Cool.
Okay, and Fendir, because you were, because you decided that you were the the hall monitor for evacuation attempts. You have a blaster pistol.
And I have that. Sweet.
Oh, cool. Well, look at the stats while we're doing this. All right, but so you're escorting people away. All right, so we're gonna cut back to Hoof and to Foe.
All right.
All right. So you guys are dressed up, right?
Yeah, we're dressed up.
Right.
The older Gungan who also like geared up. It's like, all right, now we go defend our troops. The Empire is coming. Let's go make Naboo proud.
I'm in. You ready?
Sure. I mean, it's fine if the Naboo want to be proud. I'm not from there, but I'll come along.
It's not about Naboo. It's not about the people. It's not about the length of your tongue or the weird gas face that you have. It's about the cause. Purpose. You hear?
Yes, I'm here.
Now, we know we got people who are trying to get off, because if we go down here,
Like this guy.
everything we fought for, every giant Death Star we blow up, he said no matter. Now the troops are coming, so we gotta make sure that they get off okay. You understand?
Yes, sir.
That is
All right.
eye in the house.
Well, so
So he ushers you forward, and you guys chase after him. You march down some stairs and get to a tunnel, and you see all these people sort of flocking. You realize this is one of the evacuation routes. So you're following them to get to escape pods and to make sure that there's guards just in case anything really gets in the way. So you guys come to this clearing, and they sort of had met up with you at this point. You guys are probably, by you guys I mean Fendir and Phelous, you're probably maybe 10 meters ahead of them.
Okay, great.
In this march. Okay. You're all running to the same ship, because if you remember from Empire, they've got these like big escape ships. They're not like generally like small pods. And people are trying to get ushered on, but it's, the passageways aren't very big, and so only like one person can get on at a time. And that's when there's this roaring sound as this very wide cylinder thunks down into the ground just outside the base near the landing, or near the launch pad. And out from it, stormtroopers and ATSTs start to pour out, firing shots. People are starting to go down. What do you guys do?
Well, I got a knife, so I'm running.
You're going to keep going for it?
All right.
You've got about 50 meters to get to the launch pad.
What else is around?
What's that in inches?
How far away did that tube thing land with the troopers and ADDs or ATSTs?
Probably about a kilometer away.
Oh, I could totally make that.
Yeah, they're getting shots off. That's a little too far. Half a kilometer away, they're starting to fire shots off in your direction, but it's only because you're such a big crowd of people trying to rush out that they can get you
off. They're not gonna just pick people off. Is he still ahead of me?
You two are about with
About
each
together.
other.
Okay, so I caught up to him.
You're kind of waddling a little bit behind him, but he's not very.
Come
fast
on,
to
it's
begin
been
with.
long enough. There's enough going on.
No, if anything, all the
I did
blood
not
rushing
take
has
a
just
blood.
made it big.
I did not take a Viagra before I whacked off. Right?
Priapism, the end of the rebellion.
So I would imagine this platform would have some sort of large cannon for defense.
Yeah, there are like turrets on the side
Right.
that currently are unmanned. People did not expect this thing just to hit the ground for launching people off.
Okay, yeah, I'm making my way to that. I'm definitely making my way to that.
All right, and you guys were 30 meters behind them. So what are you doing?
We can see them though, right?
Oh yeah. No, you guys have all cleared out of the tunnel, and now you're only just leaving the
Right,
tunnel.
so we can
they're
see
just a
the
little bit
things.
ahead of you. They're only 30 meters.
Yeah, I want to get to
100 feet.
another turret as well.
So so you rush on up. All right, so we're gonna start what is a thing from 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons called a skill challenge. So the nature of this is that everyone can use the skills that they have, or if in lieu of a skill, you could do just a stat roll or some sort of explanation of a roll concept. But basically, think about what you're capable of doing, and make an explanation for it. And I will tell you if it's a valid skill use for this. You guys collectively have to win a certain number of them before you fail a certain number. And I have the DC set. You cannot repeat a skill yourself, but anyone else can do that skill, although they may not do it directly after someone else has done it. So for a scenario, if you're in a skill challenge where someone was trying to beat you up at a bar and you try to use diplomacy so they wouldn't punch you, the next person can't also use diplomacy so they don't punch or get punched either. So you got to switch it off each time. So everyone give me an initiative roll. So roll a d20, add your initiative modifier. All right, so Ben, you're up.
All right. Oh,
So you've got to pick a skill from the list that you have.
This is awful. Balance.
Also, you can, if you wanted to use one that would determine information I just freely gave you guys, you're welcome to do that roll and just we'll retcon that part.
All right, I'll do that. Yeah. All right, gather information.
All right, so give me a d20 roll, and then add that skill.
17.
All right, that's a success. So you look around and you assess the situation. You see about how far away the stormtroopers are, how far away those ATSTs are, how close you are to both the way you came back inside the temple, and then also how far away you are from the launch pad, and that they have defense turrets on it that you would be able to potentially use to defend yourself.
Okay.
So that's a success. So next up, Shawn.
So I have survival, and I have search, hide. Well, I'm not going to hide.
Survival or search, you could both do things with that.
I'd say I'm going to go with, there's nothing I'm searching for. We found the turrets. We're running for the damn escape
Find me again.
ship. I'd say, right. I'd say survival.
All right, I'll let you. Yeah,
Survival mode here.
yeah. So we'll say that you're ducking and weaving in ways that can avoid shots and positioning yourself so you're not the most obvious target as you run. All right, so give me a d20 roll, and then add that survival skill
7,
plus
8.
8 total.
Well, I have 8 right now. So it'll be 15.
Oh yeah, 15 is a success.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, he has an awesome survival skill.
Apparently so.
Yeah, so that's a success. So you're able to sort of position yourself like it's not like perfectly flat terrain. You're not like sitting ducks as you're rushing across.
Oh, okay.
So you're able to like sort of position yourself so that like the small imperfections of the land give you additional cover as you go, and sort of go in like an arc that makes it difficult for them to like get a direct beat on you.
And I look like a natural tree branch. So that helps.
Oh yeah, you're like throwing mud on your face as you go, and like, they're like, "Get to the chopper!"
Do it now.
Addy, you're up next.
All right, so so I was gonna use heal another to see if there's someone who's injured that I can get to come along.
dirty
with us.
hippie.
Yeah, absolutely.
To come along
Oh
with
man,
us. to-
Jedi stuff is going to be crazy for skill challenges because
Yeah.
those are all skills.
Yeah. So
Wow,
yeah. So
okay, yeah.
That way, so we have someone else to come along with us to help defend.
Yep,
the turret.
yep.
So what do I got to do?
Man.
Okay, so give me a roll. So roll a d20 and then add the ranks that you have in that skill.
So that's 12.
Okay, that's a success. So you guys, so you see that there are people that are injured, and you're able to sort of rush to them and like use your like very weak but still there force powers to sort of mend some wounds and like strengthen some hearts that have been, like have fallen into despair as they are getting shot at, and you sort of rally people and get them up and going, and like people like take note of this. It's like really impressive. Because you are altruistically doing
Rival,
this.
watch out.
Always showing off this asshole.
And I'm going to award you a force point for that.
Oh, sweet.
Damn it.
Nice.
Way to go, Addy. So happy for you.
Oh, you'll be happy with some of the other powers.
Cory, you're up.
All right. So I already saw them get to the turrets.
Yeah.
So are there any left? Because I want one too.
Yeah. So it's a
shot.
I'm the best shot.
it's a square platform, and there's one at each corner. So they've gotten to 2 of them, but you could get at one. It's not the closest to them or to the oncoming Sith anymore. Or not
This
Sith,
is how he
Stormtroopers
dies.
anymore. But you are able. You're pretty sure you can get shots off it because
Yeah,
it's elevated
absolutely.
enough. You're not going to have an issue.
And then I'll use computer use skills to make sure there's anything else I might be able to tap into while I'm at the platform. Is that good?
That's your skill.
Computer use? It's not good?
No. I'm going to be honest with you.
I was just kidding, guys. I was totally kidding. Just kidding.
Well, you're like, I'm gonna get to a gun. Computer use.
Computer use.
Yeah, that's kind of makes sense.
All right, what if it's a high-tech gun? All right, never mind.
You could automate the guns.
Dang. Wow.
Did you use computer use to
Yeah, you
automate
could
it?
use that.
Could try.
He didn't sound very happy about that one.
No,
No,
I
it was
like it.
because,
That's a good
because
idea.
you're like,
Yeah, you
I'm
can
going to get to the
try.
gun turret because I'm a soldier and I'm a good shot. Computer use. Like I'm going to take out my sword and I'm going to cut off his head.
first day.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy. It's the Trump way.
Demolitions.
You're a
I'm
tough
gonna
nut
do-
to untie. Gordian nut, that is.
I'm gonna do demolitions.
Demolitions? Okay.
All right.
So give me a roll.
All right. 20, right?
Yep.
6.
Plus your skill.
Which one?
Your
Demolitions.
demolition skill.
Oh, okay. Plus 4. 10.
Okay, 10. Unfortunately,
Yes.
that is not a success. You get to the platform and you think that you can like jury rig like a fire extinguisher to be like an explosion. So you chuck it out there.
You only
and
have
then
5 health, man.
you fire a blaster shot at it, and all it does is it creates this like foamy goo spot like on the ground, like 10 meters away from you. It's not that far, and they're nowhere near you at this point. So it's just like a little bit of foam on the ground, and you're like, that did nothing.
Nice
Okay.
shot,
Great.
idiot.
Dungeons.
Yeah. Hope nobody saw that.
You're like, Misa, have an idea. Diploma.
Lisa looks just like the front of your pants.
Hey, sir, who sir? You sir, not doing good. You sir need to use your brain. Hooflandong. You saw a poor example to the Gungan people.
What? Mr. Try again!
No, but that is one failure.
yeah, that's one way to put it.
You saw not do so good.
I bring this one to my foundry.
Ben, we're back to you.
Oh, shit. Oh, back to me. I got to come up with another one?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to do... Let's see. Did I make it to the gun yet? Or no? I'm still
Yeah, you got to
running?
the gun.
Oh, I made it to the gun?
Yeah.
I'm going to move silently. No.
Or you're almost to the gun. Nah, you made it to the gun. You made it to the
God.
gun.
All right. And then... I'm going to do survival to kind of like make sure that nobody shoots the gun while I'm sitting in it and it blows up on my face. Because... Look at it.
Well, but
Aren't you the one using the gun?
Yeah, but like, if I see like, because I know that there's been some big blasts coming down, not just blaster fire. Like
all right,
I'm looking
I'll
out for
allow
something.
this because it's kind of a fixed gun, so it's not like you can really like duck and
I
move so
can't
much.
really move,
What
but
you
I
can
can
do is you
jump.
can kind of shoot at the people who just happen to get close enough to fire off at you, and so
I'm drawing a line in the sand. It's not really survival though. That's more marksmanship, right?
yeah, but
Let me
there's not a
work on
marksmanship
this.
skill.
Let me work on this.
Do you have spot?
Oh, I do.
Do a spot check.
Are they, well, I was gonna ask, are they running? It's a platform, so it's kind of like an open plain.
So
and we
it's-
have the woods of Yavin around us, right?
Yeah, so you could. It's really ATSTs that you can very clearly see walking
Yeah.
through because it's not very tall trees at the spot that you're at. But
there's like cover around the Imperial troops that are advancing at us.
yeah, but you can like I said, it is neither very tall nor very thick, so you can see a little bit of the white of their armors moving through, and you can see their blaster shots definitely coming through.
9.
Okay, that is also a failure.
Yeah.
Nice.
With
So-
solidarity.
So you fire off,
Welcome to
but
the club.
all you successfully do is just hit trees, and it doesn't even really like clear out the space. In fact, if anything, it makes it worse because the trees that fall down now provide cover for the troops at like height level or like
Right.
or personal level.
Great.
Sean, you're up again.
I didn't even hit Addy. That's the problem.
All right, so after survival mode, I actually get to the escape ship.
Right?
I was thinking of going with pilot, and I'm thinking of actually getting the escape ship, bringing it to the escaping rebels, instead of them trying to get to the platform, try to actually maneuver closer.
I'll work with you on this one. So you can't.
Please.
You wouldn't be like it wouldn't do you any good. The big problem right now is the slowdown in getting people on.
Okay.
But give me a roll first, and I have a way for this to work.
9.
Plus
I like his
Pilot,
roll.
I think that's
Ah,
going to
better,
be
better.
12.
12. Cool. That is a success.
Way to
So
go, Sean.
Right.
you get to the ship, and you realize that one of the things that's the holdup is that no one knows how to operate it. None of the designated pilots for it have made it to there. So you realize that like you at least know enough about ships to like get it started and get it running. And open up all the doors because right now everyone's coming in through like the one like emergency hatch, but there are other ways on. Like there's like cargo passages on it. So you get on there and you open it, and actually people start rushing on, and that's great. Everyone's able to get on, except for those that are sort of holding off everyone or like the troops back. But you get to the point where everyone is completely on from that group. Like the ship's like full up and it needs to take off, and you shout down to the others like, "Hey, everyone, we need to go. We need to go." And you guys now noticing that yes, everyone's gotten clear. That anyone else who's coming gonna have to get on a different ship, and there are other ones being mounted. Load up on the ship. And that was a successful skill challenge, guys. You guys got through it.
Hooray, us.
Yay.
Joan,
Hooray!
well, I messed up too.
It wasn't a fire
It's okay.
extinguisher though.
It was pretty. Yours was way worse.
All right, you guys all rush onto the ship. You brace yourself into secured positions. You strap yourselves in.
I'm already strapped in, if you know what I mean.
Sean, give me a pilot check.
All right. The gauge thruster left. Oh, force, damn it. I don't know how to use this. Wait a minute. Nope. I got it. Engine check, navigation set.
A stewardess walks out and goes, "Is anyone a healer in the room?"
I think our pilot's having a heart attack.
I'm ready.
I'm a healer.
I know a guy.
All right. So
All right, setting coordinates. Set, check. Everyone's on board. All right, everything's looking good. Yeah.
Air
Air
conditioning.
conditioning's good. Movie of the week on. Okay.
no, seriously, give me a roll.
Overall, yeah. That's all I need to do. All right.
No, that was fantastic.
And, 17.
I was hoping like you'd be like, "Oh, I rolled a 1, by the way."
No shit.
All right, cool. You engage some
17.
thrusters and it starts to take off. There are windows that you guys are able to look out and see. Ships are starting to take off. X-wings are swooping by, and there's now like actually like a dogfight that's like dipping down below you now. It's like they're like circling around your ships with TIE fighters as you start to leave the atmosphere. But then 3 shots come down. You see one vessel from a distance get taken down. You see another strike a TIE fighter and an X-wing together, and then you hear a burning, slashing sound into the hull of the ship, and you start to, like, gravity starts to kick in as you're pulled down faster and faster. Brace for impact, guys. Addy, you come to first. Your body is in a lot of pain. You have no vitality points,
Oh, jeez.
and you have taken 1 point of wound damage. There's nothing broken. The supports held you all right, but you're definitely hurting. Everyone else is either dead or unconscious.
Please don't rape me.
The ship landed bottom down, so you're not in a weird angle. You're not being held in an awkward direction. But the windows have broken. There's just glass shards everywhere, and part of the roof has burned off. It looked like the blast hit it and then heated it so much that the layers of it eventually burned through, and then the metal of the ceiling of the chamber you were in poured in and actually poured onto some people, and they are like frozen in these like metal postures of screams of agony.
I imagine
Holy
that's what it would
crap.
look like.
What do you do?
I'm looking for the door and just running out.
Okay, so you're still strapped in and you're in a lot of pain.
Dick.
So
What happened to that healer on the battlefield?
You dick. You giant dick. Damn it, Addy.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
is that what you do?
No, I'm gonna look around and see who's all right since I have empathy.
Okay, so describe.
Since we just ridiculed you for 5 minutes. I don't know. I was never going to do that.
See, this is how you play with a paladin, guys. You have someone who doesn't want to be a paladin, play the paladin, and then you just berate him for every choice he makes the entire time. All right, so you just describe how it goes. You wake up. You're still strapped into a seat up against like a sidewall there. It is partially lit, lights coming in through the broken windows and through the gaping hole at the top, but there's a lot of shadow and it's very still.
I mean, so first I'm just kind of struggling to get myself together, and I feel obviously the pain from my wound. So you know, I'm checking myself first, and I see the dead. There's the dead people over in the other side of the ship, and I'm gonna look around and see if there's any survivors and if I can get up.
Okay. When you unhook your strap, part of your mask comes loose. It had been sort of locked into your strap a bit, and when you woke up and like tried to take it off, you jerked your head, and so now all of a sudden, gas is starting to pour in through this like chunk that's missing in the side of your mask. What What's your reaction to that?
I'm panicked right there. I need to find something to cover it up quickly.
Give me a spot check.
So okay. Roll dice. 4.
It's a good.
That's total?
roll.
Yeah. Oh, what do I combine? it with? Sorry.
Your spot.
4.
Oh, sorry.
Die 20 plus.
Is it spot? So with spot, can I use force sense or is it just spot on its own?
Give me both rolls. So give me spot first and then force sense.
So
You can panic and use the force.
9 with spot. Let's see. Enhanced senses is what it is. It's another 3. Is 3.
Oh, okay.
Is that different?
No, that works. All right. So you see that there is a life support, sort of like an ER station at one end, and you think that it might have certain survival things for different or species of different environments. You think that's like standard procedure for ships that have like a mixed set of races that can survive in different conditions. Okay, so give me a give me a fortitude save. Pardon me.
3.
Total?
Yeah.
You take 1 wound point. You start making your way,
Jackass.
but between the pain and everything, it's hard for you to not breathe in some of the toxic fumes, and it's starting to make you feel you're having trouble breathing. Like you still have some flow of like the properly filtered atmosphere, but you're getting some just like raw like Yavin air, and for you, it hurts a lot. So you start making your way to you get over to the ER station and you start fumbling through. Give me a search check. Do you have search, or if not, give me a spot.
Please let him just bleed out right here. It's just be the funniest thing ever.
17.
Okay, so you find canisters of like I forget the exact composition of your atmospheric gases, but you find those that are meant for like species like yours. You also find a fresh mask, and give me another fortitude save.
9.
Total?
Yep.
All right, you take another wound point. You're able to fit it on, but like the pain when you take off the mask causes you to gasp, and you take another like a gulp of air, and it really really burns. Like your eyes are what is it? Like acid tearing up. Like I don't know what your species does. Are you the aliens? You're aliens. Okay, your face hugging up, and then you're.
How many points do you have left, Addy?
7.
Oh.
He's good.
Okay, but you're in a lot of pain, but you get it clicked into place, and you're able to breathe again. So now what do you do now that your immediate survival is covered?
Well, now I'm going to check for any other survivors.
All right.
Condition? Oof.
Give me a spot check, and because of your force powers, I'm going to say you have advantage, which is to say you roll the d20 twice and take the better of the 2 results.
Oh.
Okay, so I use
6 or 7.
Sorry, so I'm going to add spot. Do I add enhanced senses to that too, or is that totally different?
Whatever you thought that was the. Wait, this is your force skill is the enhanced senses power?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a power you have to activate.
Okay.
So no, just give me spot.
Okay.
But like I said, give me advantage because you are doing this with the force as well to like find life.
Okay, so my higher roll was just 16.
Okay.
Plus 5, so 21. Yeah.
You see Hu Flung Dung. He is positioned right near where you were, because you guys came in together and like clicked into your seatbelts relatively close to each other. You see him back across the way near where you had passed or had like woken up. He is lying there. Come over to him, and do you have heal the skill? Not heal self or heal others, but heal.
No, I have a choice between heal another or heal self.
No, not in the force skills. In the regular skills, there's heal.
I don't see heal on the list.
Never mind. Give him a heal self check.
Oh, so just roll. And,
Yeah, just give that it.
And 10.
Or heal others, pardon me.
Oh, heal another.
Yeah.
So that is, hold on, 17.
Okay, so you're able to determine that he's alive, he's unconscious, and you're able to revive him. All right, Hoofling Dung, you just woke up. You've taken in the scene. You've taken in the scene that I had described to you guys. What is your reaction?
I'm looking around, and where's my gun? It's the first thing I had before the hit. And it's
Like the
first
way
thing
the
I
soldier
remembered.
thinks.
Your gun is across the way a little bit. It looks like the handle is buried in the skull of a rebel who's locked into position in their seat. It appears to be in perfectly good shape. It's just the
better not be my head.
Flew out of your hand and like landed inside someone in the force of the impact.
Not a good time to use one's head.
As an aside,
Waka.
you also have no vitality points. And you have taken 4 points of wound damage in the fall.
How many did you start with?
I had 10.
10. Oh.
Yeah.
Remember, he added to his constitution score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he took toughness, which gives you increase in wound
Oh,
points.
okay. I was like, how
Alright.
am I only...
I'm doing a body check now, so my arms are moving okay, and my legs moving okay.
All right. So you're able to get free of the safety harness.
Good.
And you're up. You're clearly in a lot of pain, like a lot of bruising all over your body. But you seem to be okay. You're alive. Okay, what do you guys do now?
So we want to, we want to make sure we're to check outside the ship to make sure there aren't any stormtroopers approaching first before we go and check the others.
Okay,
Before we
so-
do that, I just want to
so-
thank you for saving my life. My life flashed before my eyes, and you healed me.
You're welcome, Hooflug.
Might I recommend that Hoof, who is a soldier, would make the most sense to be checking outside for the perimeter, and
Yeah, Hill Boy, you stay
Foe,
inside and get
who is
everybody else.
the Force Adept healer, would make the most sense to be checking on the bodies.
All right, I'm gonna head towards the door. First, I gotta get my blaster, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pull it out the guy's head.
Okay. You yank it out. It's pretty gross. There's a lot of blood sprays in your face, and it's disgusting. Your clothes are definitely not fit.
No. I want to go home.
Single. All right. God damn it. So you go outside. You're holding the bloody gun that had previously been wedged into one of your comrades' brains. Meanwhile, Fosho continues to look over the people inside the cabin. Inside the main cabin, you don't find anyone except for one person. It's a human, and it's someone, well, who you have strange, conflicted feelings about.
Oh no, is he still erect?
Yes, I am.
He had gone down, but actually the force of the impact has left him with a chubby.
I have one right now. Just thinking about it.
So he had apparently been flung free of his safety harness, but or rather not free so much as partially free. His foot got caught, and then he landed over other people who then were impaled by metal shards from the impact that came up through the bottom of the ship. So he was spared of it because other people were in the way.
As the good Lord intended.
He's unconscious. What do you do?
So I see him and
Do not rape me. Do not rape me.
well, I turn him over. I want to turn him away from me for a second because
Oh,
it's a little
no.
awkward. It's clouding my field of vision and my focus.
Addy, soldier.
So I can figure out if he's alive because I wouldn't want anything harmful to happen to him. And check to sit and heal him.
As you look him over, he farts a little. So you infer that he's alive.
Or I just shit myself in my mortal
your
death
death
coil.
No, it wasn't even a full on shart. It was just a little bit of a fart.
There's a little toot.
Yeah, it's a little toot. You're pretty sure he's alive.
You gotta go.
So I'm gonna.
My chest sharded.
I'm gonna just set him up and heal him.
Okay, so his leg was definitely broken when it got yanked by the safety harness. So what you're gonna have to do is a proper heal self check, which includes a cost because you're using a force power.
I should have just left the one that I got before.
All right, so this costs you a vitality point.
Me?
No, Addy. So what
Well,
I'm
I'm
going to
already
say,
at 0
I know you're at
vitality.
0. So what I'm going to say is that it will cause you to be fatigued afterwards.
Okay. He's
so-
a big guy to heal. Oh, sorry.
Thanks for noticing.
So give it a check. Give it a roll.
He's talking about the dice, Addy, not my dick.
I know that. Oh, that's a 4.
With the dicer.
11.
All right, he's stabilized. You set his leg.
Second leg, not third.
Jeez.
You set his leg, and even though you're not like gushing with the power of the force right now, especially not now, because you're so drained, the bone sort of clicks into place as if it was meant to be that way, because it was. Like you just sort of make things shift into the proper position the way that they want to be, and his leg's now mended, but he's still unconscious. But he's alive. You made sure that he's okay.
Hashtag thanks, Obama.
Yeah, that very affordable healthcare worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
All right, so he's unconscious. And you don't think you have it in you to like force him awake right now, but you can still survey and see if there's any other survivors.
Yes, I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna spot.
All right, there's no one. Again, there's no one in this cabin, but the ship has more than one chamber.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and check on the cockpit to see if any of the pilots are alive.
All right, you head on in, and on your way there, you pass through a sort of a computer terminal that looks like it's for like longer term charting and the like message communication. There's no one in there except for a broken droid. And then as you continue your way through, you come to the cockpit. There is just Fendir. He is alive, but he's lying down on the cockpit control computer, and he's unconscious. Well, first, give me a will save.
15.
Okay. You find it in you to use your force powers one more time to sort of revive him. Give me another heal, another check.
Right. Yeah.
20.
23.
Oh wow. Okay. So Fendir, you
Just grew a third arm.
you actually have 6 vitality points left at the moment, and you're at full wound points. He healed you both a little bit of your vitality and your wounds. He did a really good job invigorating you. So you're actually feeling okay. Like you sort of come alive, and you're definitely freaked out. You were unconscious, but you don't have any like particular spot. Your like heart's racing. You definitely feel like you're in a state of agitation, but there's no like direct pain. There's no exact wound. All right. So how do you react? You last thing you know, you were starting to take off towards the atmosphere.
Force, damn it, what happened? Is everyone, the ship, is it still operational? Must check. Everything's shot, everything's fried. What the?
Fosho, what do you say to him?
We have a few survivors, but we need to
Spit it out, man!
it's brain damage.
He's in character, guys. He's been healing all day.
Come on, he's been through an accident.
Are there any survivors?
I was gonna ask, where exactly are we? Do you know where we are?
The last known coordinates. It's got us somewhere in sector 27, B31. About 10
He is
clicks.
making up complete gibberish right now. Incidentally,
We gotta be 10 clicks from base.
you guys are pretty much flying straight up, and got shot down, and then came down at some sort of arc. So you have no idea which way you guys fell.
10 clicks, that's so far.
He is clearly gibbering.
I know, I'm pretty sure it's 10 clicks.
I thought he was doing good.
I clicked
He's
10
making a
times.
very convincing argument, but he
clicked 10
also
times.
had no reason for knowing any of this. The computer systems are all down, by the way. Like everything's unoperational. on the ship.
Would have.
Yeah.
So much for that throw.
So we're gonna cut over to Hoof Flung Dung.
All right, so I've made it to the door, and I'm activating my night vision goggles.
In the daytime?
Is it daytime still?
It is still daytime. Light is coming in through the windows.
I'm still dazed. Yo.
Surrounded by the mentally
I do see a Gungan running out.
Too. I thought I saw this against the stars.
In the stars.
No, it's daytime when you woke up. Remember?
Oh, right.
Like light was coming in through the-
details, attention
Yeah.
details. All
Well, I
right.
haven't been out of the ship yet, right? Oh, well,
No, but it was like, yeah.
There's no roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently my 4 wound points were towards vision.
Well, he just runs out and he like puts the goggles on. It's like
Exactly what happened.
Almighty.
All right, so what do I see? I'm like looking around
Nothing anymore.
into the distance.
Okay, give me a. Do you have spot?
Because there's one burned into your eye now.
-2.
Give me that roll.
Yeah, giving you the roll.
Come on. Big money. Big money. We're looking for high numbers. High numbers.
12, so total
10.
10.
All right. You don't hear, or pardon, you don't see anything immediately around you. You're deeper in the forest than where the temple is, and so it's. Give listen also. Give me a listen check. You can do that without.
Okay. It says, okay.
What is it?
Well, it says 0 initially, but then there's a 2 like right next to it.
It's a 2 and a -2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
that's
it's
why
0.
it's-
You have it.
okay,
Yeah,
I
you have.
see now. 5.
It's silent. Like you think you hear some like small animal noises, but you think that's it. Like there's you don't hear any Imperials near you. You don't see any like interaction between the sky and down on the planet. Like it seems that like the firefight has kind of ended,
Okay.
as far as you can tell.
All right, and then I'm going to turn around. I'm going to look for other survivors, too. I didn't do that first. So now I'm going to make sure everyone's okay. I know I'm safe now.
You
You really aren't smart, are you?
Guess not.
You walk once you've surveyed the outside. You look back into the ship in the like towards the main like rear sections, like where there's like back like turrets on the back sides for defense, and you see that older Gungan lying there at one of like the gun turrets, dead. Clearly, like there was like a lot of like fire and like he's been fairly burned up from damage on the inside of the ship. And there's 2 gunner chambers. The other one, there's just a human. You don't know that human, but he's also dead. In this case, it looks like that chamber specifically was punctured, and he was impaled by just shards of glass as they collapsed onto the earth.
All right.
All right. But you walk back into the main chamber where there's the majority of the passengers. At this point, Fosho and Fendir Pickup have walked back into there, and Phelous Voshkiller is lying there still farting. What do you do, any of you? Not Philly.
I'm
Phelous. He's
unconscious.
unconscious.
I can't do anything.
Okay.
Phelous, give me a will save.
I will save. I failed. 4.
You are still unconscious.
Yes, I am.
All right. He's still lying there. He lets out a rip.
I'm moving to the other side of the cabin because I don't want to endanger myself with more vile gases.
And I can see them. I'm clearly in the same room now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I checked outside already. Coast is clear. We're good. Is everybody okay in here? They're not okay in there.
Well, I want to. Should I go? I want to go into another cabin and check for any more survivors because we've already checked the control room.
With what he's checked, that's everything at that point.
Okay.
But yeah, you've looked around pretty well at this point.
So right now, I want to find any additional weapons we can, so that we can get any supplies, so that we can to see what we have. What?
No, I'm good. Don't worry about me.
All right, so you guys look around. All right, so you guys find a pair of macro binoculars. 6 med packs.
I'll also give you the med pack.
Sure. Well, you carry the med packs in case I can, I'm out
Oh, okay.
and can't use it since I already have heal.
A vibro dagger.
Yeah, I'll grab the dagger.
Yeah, I already have a gun. I'm also looking around. Well,
Oh wait, no, I have a stun baton, so you take the dagger.
I already have a blaster. I'll take the dagger.
Hold on, just note it in your inventory. And that's it of usable material. A lot of stuff has been damaged in the fall. It was impressive that his gun survived. And Fendir's gun is still okay because it was in the cockpit with him and it just locked into a position wisely. But yeah, a lot of damage happened. People are clothing is torn. Not a lot of stuff really remained intact in the fall.
Is there a window I can look out of?
There are several broken windows and a giant open hole in the top of the ship.
What can I see
is
from
there
it?
anything that he can look out of?
Yeah.
Physically look out of. Right.
The exit holes are at about the bottom of the tree line, so it's a little bit higher up than if you were standing outside when
Right.
you're looking out.
About 10 clicks.
Button clicks, right? You counted.
And you can look straight up into the sky. Give me a spot check.
7.
Okay. The sky just looks clear to you.
I'm walking over to his character because he's still unconscious. So how do we wake him up?
I'm gonna try another heal on him to see if that'll finally get him awake.
Okay.
And I have med packs if we need it.
Yeah, that could work too.
Which one? We'll try your heal first. So let's save the med packs.
Wait, isn't he still... I don't know. Isn't he fatigued?
He is, but I'll say that he could take some time on this one.
Now that we've checked everything.
Yeah, you've checked everything and you seem secure. Now, this is going to take a little bit of time for you to do it, however, before you feel strong enough. So, maybe an hour or two.
Okay.
Or you could use the med pack.
I'll just use one of the med packs.
He uses one of the med pads.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Do I need to roll for that?
I got it.
All right.
All right, Ben, you are awake and they've healed you back up to full wound points.
Okay.
Nice.
But you have no vitality points at the moment.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
You all right? You feeling good?
Much better. Thank you. Thank
Get your
you.
pants on real quick, big guy.
Wait. Why aren't my pants on? Was that freaky little force user near me again?
Fosho.
Let's just say.
Give him a bluff check.
8.
Total? Okay.
Oh, wait, what do I add bluff?
Bluff's a skill.
100 skills.
Oh, it's even
in the
worse than
bees.
it's 7.
It's a 7.
Yeah. No.
Phelous, give me a sense motive check.
$14.
You know that he was all up on you when he was trying to heal you and stuff.
God
he's definitely not. He's
damn it.
He's awkward, oh no, I know.
This This can't even work. I can't even see your face. What are you doing to me?
Wait, so you are
creep.
interested that you've thought enough,
You know what?
thought past to see the face?
Oh, I hate you so much. Why couldn't you been melted in one of these seats? Creep. Oh. All right. What's your status? What's going on?
I checked outside. Everything's clear. I looked out the window. It's just clear skies.
How can it possibly be clear? That was like an entire force
Can't
of
explain it. It's just from wherever we are. I think we're 10 clicks. I'm not sure.
What? What makes you think we're 10 clicks?
Someone clicked
That's
10
what Fender
times.
said.
That's what Fender said.
He's crazy. He's
never even been on a
completely insane. He's a pilot who's afraid to fly. You're taking math equations from this guy? All right, listen. What are our supplies? What do we have?
All right, we found a dagger. We have 5 med packs now.
Okay.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And my flight suit is still on, correct?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Somebody likes to show off, all right?
All right.
But like the arms would come off like so that you kind of look like a flight suit version of Jar Jar right now.
Oh, no.
But you're showing off your lack of guns because your strength is so low.
It's all right.
Can
A man can dream.
How you even hold that suit up? All right. Foe. We got to figure out how to work together, man. Like, I don't really like you. You don't really like me in the same way. We got to make this work, though. We got to survive this.
Hey, everyone, give me listen checks.
I'm still propped up against the window too. Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, you get advantage on this one because you're actually looking out.
Okay.
So roll yours twice and take the better result.
Cool.
22.
All right.
Am I supposed to roll here?
Yes, please
Oh,
roll.
thanks.
And then hit a listen, and then add to your listen adjustment.
18.
So 18 plus.
So 18.
Oh, is listen 0?
Okay, so 18.
17.
17? Oh, wow, you guys all hear it. In the distance, you hear it's a bunch of small noises, but together it's a very loud, like...
Those damn dirty apes.
We're in fucking Planet of the Apes.
But again, it's a lot. It's this rumble of like all those
You
sounds
blew it all
together.
to
It's you think there's like a herd moving through of some kind of arboreal creature.
I'm gonna say here's something.
All right. Okay. Is everybody ready? Like, can we get out of here? Can we
Yeah,
just get out the other side?
Yeah, we need to get out.
All right, let's get out of this thing and let's
I-
find some
am I
cover.
facing towards
About
the
another
direction?
10 clicks away.
10 clicks.
So is it just 4 of us, or do we find
Nope,
other
it's just the
survivors?
4 of us.
Just the 4 of us.
It's just the 4 of us. We can make it if we try.
It's a pretty sad time to be singing that. You're on a ship of maybe like 60 people.
I like those odds.
Just the
those are good
4 of
odds.
us.
The train went off the rails and no one survived except for one person. Miraculously, was unhurt.
All right, where's the nearest exit?
All right, so you've already been outside, so it's a door back.
So yeah, next to him. Let's
the
go.
emergency exit.
All right.
Let's show you.
Okay, let's go. Everybody out of here.
All
here.
right, so you guys come out. You don't see anything. There's no visible creatures, but you're in amidst the tree line right now. And actually, that's kind of the problem. Like I said, you're in a denser section than where the rebel base was. So you don't have really good visibility. Where do you guys want to go? You can't really see that well around you. You can really only look straight up or see trees.
We need to find another escape pod.
Okay,
Wait,
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
but I know these sounds from my scouting experience. These are the Amalwaka creatures that live east of our base. We want to
Hey,
travel.
give me a knowledge nature check so I can give you real information.
I have a lot of actually -1.
All right, roll your die -1.
Wait, your knowledge nature is not -1.
Oh, knowledge nature is knowledge.
It's a 7.
Where is it? Oh, nature. It's a 7.
So roll your die
Roll,
plus
all right.
7.
Okay.
I was like, that's your
16.
second highest skill.
Plus 7.
23.
Okay. So you have identified the noises as woolamanders. They are native arboreal creatures. Out of game, They look like parrot monkeys. Like monkeys with like bright colors, but specifically for like, I guess more peacock monkeys for fucking.
This is my kind of monkey.
Or some that orangutan.
Yeah, so you don't.
What you know about them long arms?
These are native creatures to Yavin IV, but you don't really know. Well, you know, actually, I'll say this. You know quite a bit about them. You know that they are generally fairly harmless. They are about the size of, they're like gibbon-sized out of game. So, you know, a small creature, but big enough that it could do some damage if it tried to attack you, especially a bunch of them. And that they, like I said, they're for the most part harmless, except for when like riled up. And they move in these big pods of like 40 or 50.
What's the name of these creatures again?
Woolamanders.
So the Willamanders, they're known for living east of our base. The second base is 3 clicks west. So we want to head that way, away from the south.
Are they dangerous?
They are dangerous in numbers. You do not want to fuck with these bad
Okay,
boys.
so
Like
you
sand people.
I'll say this. So you know that you landed east because that was where the predominant sightings of these creatures were. So you want to go west if you want to get back to your base.
I do not think we should go back to the base. The Imperials are going to be there searching that place for any kind of
but
information.
we also want another ship.
no, not
Yeah,
the
we need
base.
another-
We want to go to Outpost 7, which was to the west.
Further west. You want to
Further
go
west,
further
yes.
west. Is there an Outpost
2
7?
There
Has
is no
anybody ever heard of
Outpost.
an Outpost 7?
I haven't.
This guy took a blow to the head. He's making
No,
shit
there's
up.
Outpost 7, I'm telling you.
What is he? He's afraid to fly. He's never seen anything off the ground
I've
before.
scouted. I have scouting skills.
There is no Outpost 7. In fact, since you only have a vague concept of that you are east, theoretically, of the base, you don't have like a perfectly clear understanding of how far or what the layout of everything between where you are and there is.
Can I see above the tree line at all? Except for can I see
Not where you're standing.
Is there anywhere where I can climb?
Like
Skill?
say to the top of the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you need a roll?
Yes. Give me a climb check.
Give me a climb check, he says.
You guys are allowed to help him out, by the way. Everyone can do climb, even if you're not proficient in it. And if you roll above a 10, you can give him a +2 to his check to sort of help.
Because I need help. Because I
Basically,
only got an 8.
to help lift him up. You know.
I'm at an 8.
Got an 11.
Whoa. You already had your fun.
I'm first one up there. I just rolled already.
Get your hand off of my ass.
You guys are all allowed to help him.
I rolled an 11.
I rolled an 11.
15.
Okay, so all of you help him sort of like hoist up to the the side windows, which were too small to climb through. Like you could see out, but you wouldn't have been able to like go out through those windows from the inside the ship. So you're able to grab onto those and pull yourself up as a natural handhold. And you pull yourself up to the top of the ship. And you can see that the damage to it is atrocious. Like the blast that hit it, like I said, superheated everything and melted inward. So it almost
Have I
looks
seen
like
anything like that before?
yeah, you've seen this in damage from Imperial Imperial ships. Like this was just a really big cannon from a Star Destroyer.
Gotcha. Okay.
This wasn't like some sort of
Super
rain
weapon or anything
right.
like that.
It does kind of look like a whirlpool, though, of like the melted metal pooling inwards into the opening. It's pretty fucked up looking.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Can I survey above the tree line?
Yeah. Give me spot checks.
17. 24.
Okay. You see what looks like a few of those cylinders that you had seen before.
Yeah.
A little bit southwest of you.
Okay.
It looks like a cluster, so you think that might be where, like they did sort of like a landing zone and like have set up sort of like a temporary base outside.
Okay.
You also see Imperial ships landed all around the base.
I can see the base.
Yeah, you can see it in the distance. So you like those like
Would you say we're east of the base?
you are east of the base.
Oh,
yes.
wow. Hey, way to go. You got one right.
I'm just waiting, man. I'm happy to be here.
In the distance, you can see two of the rebel escape ships that have not taken off.
Okay.
And you can also see the tops of a few of those Imperial transport ships that are closer to those cylindrical areas, or like that Imperial camp.
Gotcha. All right. I'm gonna do it. Can I do another spot check and just look to see if I see anything else that catches my eye?
Yeah.
While I'm up here, because I don't want to climb back up. 11.
There is to the. It's northwest of you, but not like it's barely west. It's mostly north at this point. It's not so. If the rebel base, I'm making grade radio right now, is here. That is the direction.
Right.
You see an outcropping of a temple-looking structure. It's much more overgrown than the one that the rebels had used.
Okay.
I'm
great.
looking towards the noise of the
And
apes.
not far from that temple, you see a little bit of smoke coming up.
Oh. Odd. All right. I'm coming down, guys. Help me down.
I'll say you carefully let yourself down.
Thank you. Looking at you, creepo. Okay, here's...
Although as you climb down, it almost feels like some sort of force is like making
would
you
you
fall
knock it
more
off?
gentle.
Just slowly. I just want to make sure you gently get it to
Yeah.
the ground.
It feels nice.
It does.
Do you really want to take more wound damage?
Not the way you're planning on giving it to me.
He's forcing you down.
It's okay to like it.
Shh, let it happen. Okay, here's the situation, guys. We are, in fact, east of the temple. A little bit west of here? Yeah.
You guys are west, or you're east of it, a little
east.
west of it, or of you is the...
Is the temple.
Yeah.
Is our original location. There are still some rebel transport ships that are there. There's also some Empire transport ships that are there. And a bunch of those tubes are in a landing zone nearby, closer to the Empire
So
ships.
sort of like an outpost.
Looks like a landing. Well, I would call it maybe a landing zone.
And
The
that's closer to
LZ.
you.
LZ, yes.
Yeah.
That's closer to you, by the way.
The LZ's closer, so we're going to have to get around that or through it somehow to get to the other ships, to get out of here. Also, anybody remember hearing anything about like some temple-looking place? Has anybody heard of that?
All over the planet, including the temple that we have the base at.
Give me either a knowledge lore religion check or a knowledge nature check. I don't think you can do this roll.
No.
I have scores.
I've got 11 because I
just
have
don't know what my
knowledge
knowledge
Jedi
skills
lore.
are.
I have the knowledge nature.
But I think
I have knowledge of
Okay,
Jedi
that.
lore, so
Yeah, so what was yours?
23.
And yours?
11.
Okay, so you know that there were you know that there were temples established on this planet. You know that there was some sort of activity during the Dragulch period on this or on this moon, but you don't even really know the specifics of it. It's just not something you're really taught. And for Fendir, you know that scouting teams, which might have included yourself, when you guys were all maintaining the base and surveying to make sure it was like a safe place to be. You know that there was reports of certain structures found in the area. That might have been one of them. You don't know that much about it specifically, but you do know that it's not weird that this landscape is sort of like peppered with them. But there is one in particular that's like really well preserved. So it's like very overgrown, but it's not like collapsed in on itself or just like rubble. And that might be what he's seeing.
Yes, remember, this temple is very overgrown, where we were unable to get through to actually survey the area. But if we follow the river along, it leads straight to that temple, and we can get a closer look.
While they're talking, I'm looking towards the direction of the noise, the ape noises. Do I see anything at this point?
No, you don't see anything. And it's kind of all around you. It's hard to really say you can be in one direction. Just out into the trees.
Got it.
All right, what do you guys want to do?
All right. Do we head to the temple or do we head for a ship?
I want to head for a ship.
I don't know if we can.
Says the
enter a ship.
religious guy.
We just got shot out of the sky. You think it's going to happen again now that they have more ships on the ground? We got to find out something. We got to find out what's going on.
I mean, if we take off in a rebel ship, yeah, we're going to get blasted out of the
But we're
sky. But
taking
if we
an
could get
Imperial
one of
ship.
the Imperial ships, we might be able to use the codes to get through.
Who here is not afraid to fly?
Everyone raises their hand.
Oh, everybody but the pilot.
As long as we fly slowly, I don't mind.
Yeah, we're gonna need an Imperial
Yeah,
ship.
I'll get us there in a good amount of time. Slowly.
All right, I say we do that. Did you see anything?
Well, here's the thing. We got to figure out, are we going to go around the Imperial
Around,
landing
definitely.
zone? We're going to try and not, set traps and
Well, I'd like to go around it and scout it so that we can see what we're dealing with at this base.
I mean, this is pretty thick forest. Like, I don't know if it's going to be much better until like you come into you step out of the growth into the clearing. Like, I don't know that it's going to. I mean, obviously we don't want to walk right into their base, but we're going to get lost in that brush.
All right. It sounds like you've got someone who is a scout.
Yes.
All right,
I'll
scout.
ahead.
All right, great. Why don't you go ahead and we'll follow.
All right. I'm going to roll
All right.
Big
Which
one.
way are you going?
west. Correct?
Towards what?
The
You have a
temple.
little bit. Okay. You have a little. Basically, if you think of it as
Maybe.
if you think of it as a clock for north, south, east, west, at 11 o'clock is that overgrown temple that Ben saw. At 10:30 is that plume of smoke that Phelous saw.
to mention that, but whatever.
Right.
I thought it was associated with the temple.
No, it's not exactly. It's like out in the trees, but it's in nearby it.
Okay.
At 9 o'clock is the rebel base, and at 8:30 is the Imperial landing zone.
I'm going to go 10:30 with the smoke. There's one we met fellow rebels that might need help, and it could be a working ship. You can't go towards the base because it could be overrun with Imperial troops.
I mean, it most certainly is going to be overrun.
The temple, we're not tourists here, we're not sightseeing.
Now,
Well,
are
then
you
that's
sharing
gonna
that
have
plan
to-
with everyone? Or are you going to like walk into the woods and then lead them towards it without them realizing it?
I'm going to take a vote. We go towards the smoke. You can go back to Rebel Base and hope that has been overrun by Imperial troops, or go towards the temple where there's nothing there. It's a temple.
Smoke.
Yeah, but does anyone
think
know
smoke's
if
our
the
best
temple
chance.
has anything that we can use to get off this
The temple.
It might be
It's-
best just
it's
to lay
all
low
overgrown
for a while.
temple. Yeah.
lay low?
Let's be clear. Rebel base versus temple. Those are two different things.
Right.
Or
Right.
smoke.
Right.
Yeah, or smoke. I'm just so we're not saying
Yeah.
temple and base. Like
Right.
Right.
I say we go to the smoke.
I'm heading for smoke.
going to the smoke.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like it's about a half a day's walk through this brush. It's not super far, but because it's so dense, it's going to take a little while.
Like 7 clicks.
7 clicks, I say, yeah. 7.2 clicks.
So, yeah, give or take.
So as you're getting close to it, everyone give me an initiative roll, please. Okay, so leaping out on top of Fendir
He is in the lead.
comes this creature. It is it's fanged and buck-toothed. It is about the size of
Sounds like Kirsten
about-
Dunst.
it's about the size of a pit bull.
Yeah, you got it right.
And it leaps right at Fendir. And all right, so it slashes at you with its claws. It's a Stentarl. It is, as with most creatures on this world, because it's so heavily forested. It is somewhat arboreal, although it prefers to be on the ground. Very large. It's kind of a rodent-like creature, and this one looks particularly famished.
Startled, I drop to my knee and I point my weapon since I'm the only one with a gun.
Well, hold on.
Oh, I have a blast.
So,
I'm being-
Shawn, you're first up. This creature is on top of you, so if you try to shoot it, you would provoke an attack of opportunity because raising its gun, it would be enough of an opening for it to attack you again.
So let's see what I have here.
You can try to get away from it.
Push it off.
Yeah.
Push a skill.
So it is a grappling check.
Okay. Well, I'm at -1. I just rolled a 15.
So 14. All right. Yeah, that's sufficient to shove it off. So that I'll say shoving and sort of backing up. That was your move that you can do, like your movement action. You would be able to draw your weapon and fire. However, so you took a 2-meter step back and drew your weapon after you shoved it.
4.
Plus your shot, which I think is not very good. So 0. So 4. You miss it.
No.
Badly.
But mainly you sort of like shoved it, and like in the panic to pull out your gun, you sort of just hit the ground next to it. Next up is Cory. You're a go.
I'm gonna go. At that point, I had already dropped to my knees to point my weapon. Now I'm thinking I should shoot, but I'm assessing the situation if I would hit him or what's the angle.
Matter. We don't need a pilot at the temple.
He's clear.
He's clear.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot.
Okay, give me
he's dead.
an attack roll.
All right, 6. And
Please
plus-
miss. Please miss. Hit Shawn.
What am I? Plus 3, 9.
You also miss with that shot.
Oh, me too.
Okay, next up is Phelous.
How far is this thing from me?
It's about 2 meters away from you. You guys were all like relatively close together when it leapt out.
Knife attack. I'm just gonna jump on it with my knife.
Okay. Did you
Attack with my
Did you get that vibroblade from them or?
Nope.
No.
They never gave
So
it to me.
you just have the
because
knife. Okay.
I only have the knife.
All right. Now you're also pretty good with your fist. Also, do you want to hit him? Try to.
I
punch
am.
it?
Fisting him.
You.
Yeah, you've got martial arts. So you should have on third row down. You should have unarmed strike
Now he's
listed.
thinking it.
Now he doesn't want to do anything else.
Where's this at?
Third weapon down in your list of weapons. You should have unarmed strike written in.
I do not have anything written in my weapons.
Sure. Let me see.
It would have been typed in.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Unarmed strike. Yeah, it is. Okay, I got it. Okay, yeah, I guess, yeah, because I do better
So-
damage with that barely than with a knife, which doesn't make sense. But okay,
That is weird. Wait.
I'm really good at unarmed strikes.
Wait, but you're.
I do more
You're like
damage than a
Admiral Fiat,
knife.
As clumsy as you are stupid.
It's not true.
It's a line from
my
the movie.
my
no, they're-
dexterity is lower than my intelligence. Thank
Ben,
you.
they are the same.
Well, then why do you have 1 die 4 plus 1?
Your
damage.
knife should do the same also because it's plus adding your strength.
Oh, it adds strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying you could actually slash and like punch it if you wanted to do some kind of thing. You would just take a minus to both of your attack rolls.
I feel good about just knifing it.
Okay.
I just want to knife it. I'm a simple man. I'm not a smart man. Oh, I'm also a clumsy man.
Don't you have handle animal?
I got a 4.
Bringing a knife to a gunfight.
That's not a knife.
Smacks it out of my hand.
It's sort of like when you try to knife it, it sort of hops away, and so you like try to stab it, but instead you like stab at the ground.
Great.
All right, Addy, you're up.
All right, so I want to
dork
cast
fest.
fear at him so that it'll run away.
Okay, you have ranks in fear.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's just a D20 and the skill, right?
Yep.
Come on, Addy.
Foe, we choose you. Use your fear attack.
16.
I used your fear attack.
Wow. It makes it.
Nice.
Yeah, it makes it safe. Yeah, so
Thanks,
It made
guys.
the save.
it makes it safe.
Guys.
It's not afraid.
No, guys, I rolled a 20. That's
That thing's not afraid of your fear attack,
doesn't seem-
jackass.
yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
fear
no.
attack, not
Shit.
effective.
You know what? We changed our mind about choosing you.
Yeah. Take it back.
Our bad.
Take it back.
Our bad.
Back in the ball,
Yeah,
Addy.
so it resists. Yeah.
Damn
It does look confused for a second, though. It's not fully...
So we've stopped it for a
Yeah,
second.
it's
unsure.
like thinking, but it doesn't run away.
So do I have time for another action?
Yeah,
or is
well,
it
actually,
just
what it does is you delay it, so it's confused for its round, and now we're back up to Shawn.
Yes.
Kill it, Shawn. Kill it with your blaster rifle.
All right. Here we go. 16.
That was to shoot him?
Yep.
Yep, that hits. So roll for damage. I think the blaster was, what, 3d6? That actually kills it.
Yes.
So it goes down.
Murderer. Animal.
So describe what it looks like when you shoot the thing and it dies. Remember, it looks kind of like a large monkey combined with a rat.
So this looks like something I've seen outside a Vietnamese restaurant on the back alley.
What the hell is he talking about?
Who's hungry? Eat it, right? Yum yum, eat
Someone
it.
afraid of flying. You've been all over the galaxy.
Yum yum, eat them up.
I feel
right?
like his Ithorian's like some sort of like crazed Cajun.
Crazy Cajun slash.
It's like that gumbo that Mama always served down in the back alley. I better not be flying today.
Like Cliff Clavin met the
We're gonna get
Cajun
ourselves
chef.
some Creole cooking tonight, boys. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like he is the Budweiser frogs.
I think I found my character now.
Back in the bayou, bud.
Wiser.
Why?
All right, Cory, you're up. Oh, sorry, it's dead.
Kill it again,
We'll
Cory.
kill it again.
So you guys kill it. And do you want to look over the body or anything? Or
No, I'd rather just walk on.
okay. So you keep on walking, and you come to a campsite that it looks like it was clearly a man-made fire, but it's been put out and it's still smoking a little bit. But there's no direct signs of any sort of equipment or anything. You can't tell who did it, but it was definitely like people.
So I want to check to see if there's any food or anything left over nearby. Since we didn't grab anything.
You find the remains of some animals, but there's no like salvageable like meat or anything off of it. But it definitely like one or two creatures like those rodents that you just fought had been killed and then feasted upon. Like it looks, it's like body parts are like strewn about. Like the ribs are in one section. Most of them are over by the fire. Like, but you see some remaining like picked clean bones.
I'm scouting behind us where we just came from, just watching our back. Do I see anything?
Give me a listen check.
I gotta get a new app. 4.
You don't hear anything back that way, and you don't.
A blaster rifle shoots right through your head.
The end.
You can't really see very much like that far. You don't see any disturbance. You don't really hear anything. So everything seems clear.
Cool.
You guys
What
want
to
to do
next?
anything in
Hey.
particular?
Here's my knowledge.
You have track as a feat, I believe. So you are able to use track, and give me a survival roll first, and then you can do track as an ability.
The D20 for the survival.
Yep.
12.
Plus, what is on your?
Initially was 8. But I go. Yeah.
But you go with what? What are?
Well, earlier I rolled the 15.
That was the roll that you were doing.
Okay,
for that
so I'm
particular
just
check.
going with the 8.
Yeah, this category here is actually for temporary things, so
Right.
don't even worry about
Gotcha.
that.
So 12 plus 8 is 20.
Okay, you are able to figure out, based on sort of like the tearing of foliage around you, which way whoever set this went and which way they came from. You can infer that they came from the direction of that temple, and that they went to the west, like going directly west. So they would be heading parallel to the line that is the rebel base.
So during my scouting days, I've learned of this indigenous tribe, the cannibals. They were here not too long ago, but it's very possible they were.
Wait. Did you say cannibals?
Are you sure
Cannibals.
they're just not other rebel soldiers who were like us?
No, they're indigenous to the moon.
But they're cannibals that ate the.
Give me a knowledge.
And they eat
animals?
lots of things.
Give me a knowledge nature check.
Okay. It's gonna be high. It's gonna be very high.
This is gonna
16 plus knowledge nature
you're
7, 23 again.
Okay.
So listen up.
So, well, or rather, you guys stop listening for a second. So earmuffs, guys.
Yep.
Okay. You're entirely right. There are cannibals. Okay, guys. Yeah, you can take your earmuffs off.
So my advice is that they were probably attracted to the disturbance to the west, and they're probably headed for the smoke right now to see if there's any bodies left over or any injured rebel that they might be able to feast upon. But it's very possible that they've left some not too far away to stay behind.
What's he talking about?
Yeah,
Wait,
you
so
telling
these
me
are
you
cannibals?
saw
So
this planet
confused
is
right
entire-
now.
These are indigenous?
Everyone, give me sense
Beings.
motive checks.
Okay,
Not Sean.
not me. That didn't count.
He wants to bank it for later.
12.
23.
20.
Okay, so, Hoof, you absolutely do not think he's saying anything that makes sense. You think he's just, like, full of shit right now. Meanwhile, Phelous and Fosho, you actually think he's right. But I'm going to emphasize that, Hoof, you completely think he's crazy right now. Like, 100%. Like, you cannot change your mind.
We can't. He's talking about cannibals. We've lived here for a long time. We've watched The Wall together. We can't listen to that.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen a cannibal?
You think I might be right, though.
It's like the Tooth Fairy.
I know we've never seen cannibals here.
Okay.
It's easy for me to think he's crazy.
All I'm saying is, either way, we're still heading to the smoke, but we just need to be
Foe.
careful because
Give me a spot check with advantage. So take the best of 2d20 rolls.
25.
25? Cool. You see down by the fireplace a spearhead. It's broken off, but it is clearly a primitive spearhead that has been like carved into place. And definitely you know that no matter how long you guys were passed out, that no one has had time to make a weapon like that. It was from the rebel base.
So guys, we have the spearhead here. I do think Fendir is right. Is
I
telling
agree.
the truth.
I hate to say it, but I trust the hammerhead.
why do you hate to say it?
Cannibals, though. You believe him.
Look at you. I don't know if it's
Maybe
cannibals
it's
or
not
not,
cannibals.
but it's something.
Yeah.
Something
Well, if it's
big.
something-
It's another race that's been here.
Something big enough to take down these animals and eat a lot of them.
So should we?
It
still
took all 4 of us to kill that
Should
one.
we still be heading towards the smoke?
Well, if what
Well,
he
you're at
says
the
is
We're
smoke.
true.
at
You-
the smoke.
Oh, right.
This is the
temple is
campfire.
nearby,
Sorry, thanks.
and then you could go southwest to the to either the rebel or the Imperial base.
Well, I think we should avoid the temple. I think
I'm
our
guessing
best-
whatever this is lives in the temple.
Yeah.
It's great shelter. It stays hidden. That's maybe why we haven't seen it.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't use that temple, but maybe we should just go back towards the base and, scout around the base a little bit, see where we can maybe steal an Imperial ship and get off the planet.
I'm thinking we go towards the Imperial base because the Rebel base is going to be overrun with Imperial troopers. And it might not be as heavily guarded with the Imperial base, and it won't be expecting us to go there. That'd be the last
the-
place
the
they
landing
expect
zone?
us. What's that?
The landing zone, right?
The landing zone.
Yeah.
That'd be the last place they expect us to go.
And is that where the Imperial ships are at the landing zone? Or a little off? of
There
it?
were some both over by the landing zone, and also a couple landed
The
at the
base, yeah.
pads that had previously been rebel escape pads.
What's closest to us?
At this point, it's about equidistant. It's slightly different angles for the
Okay.
two.
All right, let's
Well,
think about
let's
that.
check-
Where are we most likely to find the least amount of resistance?
Landing zone.
Yeah.
I
We'll
agree.
go with landing zone.
I'll agree
All
too.
right. All right, let's head that way. Scout, you lead the way.
All right.
You realize that something's coming.
It's not me this time, guys. I swear it.
Everybody, blasters out if you got them. I hear something coming.
Anybody got a
I think it's probably pretty big. You think that you guys might want to take cover.
knife out?
Got it. Hey, everybody, take shelter, quick, hide. Something's coming.
Can everyone give me hide checks, please? Okay, you guys all made it.
Nice. 18.
You guys take cover behind a close group of trees that it's a little hard to like see through. A pair of ATSTs move through. They're knocking over some of the smaller trees as they rush through. Clearly on some like a patrol. But they move on and continue on. Okay. They've cleared the way a little bit if you wanted to sort of follow that path that they're on, but you can't be certain that it goes straight the whole way, and if it may not be a wise choice because it is kind of clear now.
I'd rather avoid that, so just keep going through the woods.
Yeah,
just in case another patrol comes right by there.
Come behind it, yeah. I agree. Let's stick to off the beaten path.
Okay. Do you guys want to keep that in sight, or do you want to just stay really far away from it?
I say keep it in sight.
Yeah, keep it in sight.
Okay. So give me a survival check as you move. All right, you continue on your way. You think it's looking pretty good. Give me one more. Still looking pretty good. And another.
Keep rolling until we're lost.
All right. You guys have traveled for a good chunk of the day. It's almost nightfall now. And you are coming up on a cleared section. A lot of this looks like it was done destructively, like they were using explosives, blasters, or just the impact of these like landing pods like slamming into the ground. But it's cleared away a decent chunk of foliage around it. So you guys can come sort of to the edge of the tree line with it still being in dense cover, but you've got a solid like 20 to 30 meters before you get to this sort of like loose knit Imperial base. Some of it looks like sort of makeshift structures, like instant put together structures, and others are like parts of the landing pod that is sort of like detached, or the pod itself. In the center of the first group, the closest group to you, is one of those transport ships, and a little past it, you see two more and sort of more of this sort of like Imperial camp, right there.
I'm looking around for guard towers. Or how many guard?
You don't see any towers. You do see some automated guns on the landing pods themselves. You also see guards doing patrols.
Which ship do we take?
Well,
Closest?
Sounds like a good plan.
I want to use Farseeing to see not just the guards around. How many guards we have, and if there are any like active pilots, like any other manned Imperial ships already, so that we don't get on one that already has them.
Give me a Farseeing check.
16.
You're able to infer the overall pattern of the guards' patrols. And also you see that the closest ship, there's no one in it, but there are people nearby that you'd have to sort of do some ducking and weaving to stay out of their line of sight. The automated guns are not motion activated, but you do see that people are seeing through cameras that are built into it.
And how many guards are there near that ship?
Near that ship in particular, there's about 10 spread out between everything.
You guys think we should try to take them out, or
With what? I got a knife.
Well, we want to be quiet.
I got a
anyway.
pocket knife.
Yeah, but we want to be quiet. We've got
Yeah,
a scout
sure.
and a Fringer, so I imagine both of you guys could probably sneak up on him and kill him.
Yeah,
I
do
have
you have-
force lightning.
Yeah, if I don't know I had a vibro weapon, that would be really helpful, not a knife.
Then we can take their suits
Well,
and get onto the ship.
I do move silently. Grappling come into play here.
All right, how many are we talking about?
10.
Total.
But that's total between the
They're not all
roving guard shifts, the ones that are watching the cameras, the ones that are in close proximity of it. You probably have about 4 dedicated to guards, and then 6 sort of in the vicinity, but not all right on top of each other.
All right. Our biggest problem is the cameras.
Right.
Like, we can probably easily subdue 1 or 2 troopers or guards. It's Jesus Christ.
Did your brain come out?
It's that Yavin IV.
It's like what you found on the handle of your gun.
Holy
I was hoping never to see that again.
You've seen it before?
I've seen it before.
He's talking about the gun out of the guy's head.
Out of the dude's head. I don't need to see any more fluids coming out of people's heads.
You okay, buddy?
What were we?
I don't know. I have no idea what we were talking about.
I forgot it all.
Right, so we have to take out these cameras.
Oh, right, the cameras. So we got to either deal with the cameras.
So, and the camera. You said the cameras are manned.
Yes.
How many again?
The cameras are covering about it's about 4 cameras. Each one covers about 45 degrees.
That's not a lot.
Making up the 180 degree sort of like wall of the perimeter.
He had to leave.
So basically,
almost spit his
there's a
drink
small
out.
overlap between each, but for the most part, each one has 1/4 of
So
the
they're making a
space.
circle, a perimeter.
Well, not a circle. Like I'm saying, if you think of the turret,
Yeah.
so I guess it's 360, but it's
But together,
yeah.
the 4 together kind of cover 360 perimeter. Guys, I really wish you'd take this seriously.
We've lost Ben. He's just walking around chuckling.
He almost spit his drink out.
That was not cool.
It almost went on you.
You got a gaming laptop in front of you, my friend. I don't
I know.
think you want to
dude.
spit your drink on it.
I tried. Oh, it was close. Oh, man. Whew.
So if we think about it, you have 4 cameras, 45-degree angles facing outward with a 360 angle. All we have to do is get past 2 of them. You get past 2 of them, the other 2 are facing the other way.
Right.
So we just have to worry about 2 cameras.
Okay.
So
I can. Can I drain the energy? I've drained energy. Can I drain like the power from the 2 binoculars, or 1?
Yes. Using that ability calls upon the dark side, just so you know.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
I picked a couple dark side abilities.
All right, so you're going to drain the energy from it?
Yep.
All right.
9.
Wow. Impressive.
What side are you on?
The dork side.
9 is your total?
Yeah.
You...
Well, wait. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, it's 9. It's 9.
It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you.
Dishonor to your family. Dishonor to you. Dishonor to your cow.
Wow.
What? You don't know that?
No.
Oh,
Mulan.
whatever.
Didn't. Yeah, I've
okay,
never
so-
seen one.
Oh, this is a weird save.
Yeah. I know. I need to see it.
Yeah.
It's weird that I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah.
I got Kubo
movie.
this weekend. I just got Kubo.
I'm looking forward
I
to
started
seeing
watching
that.
it. I need to finish it.
Cannot
It's
wait to watch this.
It looked
movie.
like Legend of Zelda, the movie, but
Looks amazing.
better than Legend.
I hope my kids cry.
Okay, so Addy,
hope
I've got bad news for you.
Yeah.
Erase that force point I gave you before, and that's it. Like, unfortunately, you did not successfully drain the energy from the cameras. You feel drained, and you feel drained of that that sort of like positive feeling that you had surging through you before. So yeah, you've
Lost that love and feeling.
basically, yeah. I mean, you want to bring back that love and feeling, but it's gone. It's
gone.
But that's because I use a
So
dark side
gone.
ability.
Right, use a dark side
Yeah,
ability.
so because as I'm using more dark side abilities, I'll keep on going on that skill in another.
Yeah,
direction.
basically, yeah.
But then as I use more like heal, I would go
Right.
positive with the force points, right?
Right, and there's certain penalties to having a lot of dark side points, and certain and certain restrictions to having a lot of good dark side or good a lot of light side points. But yeah, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah. Fuck you. I'm being balanced with the force.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah.
You and I have always
As
said
a
that's the right
side
way
note,
to do.
I don't think we mentioned this, and it hasn't come up yet, nor should it. You guys all started with 1 force point each. And the thing
Whether
is,
you know
force
it or not.
points are not something you just get all the time, or that you can do a lot of stuff with specifically. They are sort of get out of jail free cards that you get once in a while.
Wait, so does that mean I have 1 now?
You have 1 now.
Oh, okay.
So everyone else has 1. Usually, you can use it for like to boost certain saving throws, or to you can use it for a couple of things. We can go over the rules more on the side, but it is something that you get for really cool things, or for really good actions, or things like that.
So if I was to use like illusion, I can almost like set it so the camera thinks or whatever is seeing something,
If you had
else.
force powers,
but I don't.
you don't.
Okay. Never mind.
But you can use the force in other ways. It feels like luck to you, or it feels like good fortune, or it the most useful way to do it is just to either get a reroll or to get a bonus on a throw of some kind, or like either a shot or a punch or a skill check, something like that.
So if I have force skills, that's something I
Force
can.
skills are separate, and the checks are separate on top of that. And Addy, because he's a force adept, has a whole lot of things he can do with force points that are in addition to the layperson. But the layperson basically gets to use it like luck.
All right, so I do have a disabled device -1. Could that possibly come in handy?
If you could get close enough to
Theoretically, at some point.
we got to
But
get
not-
close
not in
enough
this-
to you.
Yeah, we'll go over that later. I was just mentioning
Okay.
that you guys all have 1 force point each. That was the big
Okay,
takeaway.
right. Well,
Right.
I guess back to the cameras though. Can we use disabled? Can you use disabled device then?
Yeah, that's
if you
what I
could
was
get,
getting at.
if you could
Or
get
too
close to
far?
it.
Okay.
We got to get him
So
close to
it'd
it.
be like move silently and then.
Well, it's not even. It's more about being seen.
Is there anywhere where it's obvious that when the soldiers are on their patrol, that they're not seen on camera? Like if they walk into a blind spot.
Give me a spot check. Phelous and foe.
21.
22.
You're
All right.
not better than me.
So the cameras move. They adjust themselves about 30 degrees, 15 and 15 from center, and it sort of increases the range of vision. You can infer based on the camera's movements and the patrol's movements that there are 2 positions where the guards will be off camera, and it happens about 5 minutes apart, and then 30 minutes before the next time it happens again.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so there's a spot where we can jump these guards. What is it, like 2? Is it 2 guards?
Yeah, it's pairs of 2.
Pairs of 2. So they're kind of doing this.
No. It's like a pair moving in patrol, because there's
it's
there's
4
way
guys.
more guards out there.
Right.
I'm saying that any given time there's only about 10 close to the closest ship, because these guards are all moving along the perimeter in groups of 2, about equidistant from each other.
All right, we got to take out these guards.
So we got to take out the pair.
First pair.
Hopefully get that silently. Then still get close enough.
No, we got to take because it's 2 and 2, so they're together, right?
Well, it's a pair that goes through, and then about 5 minutes later, there's another
Another
pair
pair.
that'll also be off camera. They're not at the same spot,
Right.
but they are both within reach of you.
Okay.
And then 30 minutes later,
Is the next
the
one.
cycle will start over where the cameras don't match up with the guards'
Okay.
movements.
We'll catch the second pair.
I have a dagger. That I can
Anybody got a vibro weapon? I'm really good with vibro weapons.
Yeah, we have a vibro dagger, right?
Is that a
Did we
vibro
pick it
dagger?
up? Oh, did we?
Yeah. Is that what you call
You
it?
guys did get a vibrator.
I
Yeah.
just wrote dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
you
have a vibro
mind
dagger.
if I have that?
Yeah. let me go ahead.
Wait, I thought he was being a dick, but I guess he just didn't know that. I
It's
thought he
a
was,
fine
I
line.
thought he was doing great RP while you were trying to metagame, but in fact he just didn't know.
Oh, my God,
no.
you didn't make the check.
I'm not even gonna look. Fuck that guy.
That's why the dagger has a button on it.
Vibro dagger.
It's my first day. All right. I'm gonna give that dagger over to him.
Gosh.
Okay. So you watch the guards kind of move through. It is that first group is coming up, like where the camera's going to be off sync from them. What do you guys want to do? Like, they come close enough to the trees for you to get to them quickly. You've got maybe a minute and a half before anyone else would see them. Either the other patrols kind of coming into view, or the camera's coming back online at that spot. So maybe 90 seconds.
I say we move silently there, kill the two of them, and just quickly drag them out of sight, and then make our see what the next obstacle is.
Is there a place where I can play dead, and then when they come over to investigate, you guys jump them? So like a tree with a good amount of bushes around it.
Maybe.
I'm gonna do that.
You could also try to distract them away from their perfect route if you want to get them like super into the trees.
I have demolitions, but that would be too loud.
Nor do we have explosives, dumbass. What are you going to fart on them?
Hey, you got enough gas for both of us.
I've got illusion, so I could try to make the illusion of a rebel soldier run by them and distract them, and have them run into the forest with them.
Ooh, that's even better.
Okay. You guys, by the way, have all sort of rested. Even though you haven't been like resting per se this whole time, you guys have like you've caught your breath enough that you guys have all restored 2 vitality points.
Sweet. Wait a minute.
Which gives me a grand total of 2.
We were at
I'm
0
not sure if I
before.
lost it.
Oh, so I just put 2.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because remember, we lost all our vitality with the at the crash.
Oh, yeah.
Did we all lose it? All four of us?
Well, except for
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Okay, Addy,
Right, yeah.
using this check is going to reduce you back down to 0 vitality points.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, is this an illusion that all 10 of those soldiers will see?
Nope,
or
just
only
the 2.
Okay.
And you have to make the check first.
Oh, miss it.
Wait, which check?
So you roll a d20 and add your illusion skill,
Okay. Okay, right.
and then that sets the difficulty for the 2 soldiers to get through it.
Okay.
So that's a roll
It's
higher.
15.
Okay.
Perfect.
They both fail it actually. So what do they see?
Well, I was attempting to make this a rebel soldier, what looked like a rebel soldier, run past him. So I guess it's
Randomly this random.
it's a I don't know, like, because I fail at it. Should it be like a weird mutated rebel soldier?
No.
That's not-
What I mean, they fail the save. If they had succeeded the save, they would have seen through the illusion.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So they succeed, or pardon, you succeed. They fail is what I had said.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You set the difficulty for them to see through it.
Okay.
So, all right. So they see a rebel soldier run past them
Yeah.
into the forest.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Just a brilliant illusion.
they draw their weapons and start shooting into the woods and like running, like slowly marching into the woods, like laying waste to it. And they're actually starting to cut down trees. They're like shooting so many holes through like all the woods. Were you guys standing in this direction?
No, I mean, I'm having.
You wanted to
move
run
in another
past.
direction. Yeah,
Okay,
run
so-
past it in another.
All right, so you guys are all clear of this.
Why would you have them chase him away from us?
Well, because if he had chased them towards you guys would actually all have been shot at just now.
That would make sense. Like, that would be the plan. Like,
Well,
why
so
would
they
you
shot.
have the
So they're now
illusion run
into the
away from
woods
us?
and like
Distract
letting off shots. So they're in the woods. However, people noticed that they were firing. So you've got some time where they're fully in the coverage of the woods, but you don't have that much time. What do you guys do?
Run like hell.
Yeah, make a run for it. We have,
Run for what? You're running
Run
for
for
the
what,
ship.
though?
Running
The
for the
ship.
ship. Fuck it, let's do it. Blaze of glory. Come
Blaze
on.
and glory.
Okay, you guys run out into.
Well, I mean, there's no one else in between us, right?
Yeah, there's a whole fucking
Well,
base.
now there's you got the guards
But I thought the guards were the only thing in between us.
No, there was a bunch of people over by the ship itself. The guards were just on a patrol that were walking by.
Oh,
They're already
okay.
making noise.
So you guys,
I'm sorry.
all right.
Are they hitting distance?
So they are now in the. All right, they're now in the woods. They've made some noise, so other people are alerted to it. But they can't be seen by out there. You guys have about 30 seconds to do something to them before other people come to investigate what happened to them.
Kill them.
Yeah, we need to kill them so we can get their armor.
All right, so
Or their guns.
give me initiative rolls, please.
Oh God, we're so dead.
I have to bring my charger next time.
You need one? What do you got, iPhone?
And
18.
I'm getting a new app.
8.
1.
9. Plus,
Oh,
we're doing Survivor.
We're so dead.
We're doing Survivor.
No,
Survival?
initiative.
Oh,
Initiative up at the top. Right here. Right here.
0-0.
Okay. Roll a 9.
Okay, so before they were able to react, who had the 18?
I do.
You Donnie Yen clock the one of them on the head like with your staff, kind of like take him out with the other one. However, is alert to your presence because he was walking in with his guns drawn, firing. So he is able to. He gets a shot off at you, and he hits.
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
How many points do you have?
2 vitality and 7 wounds.
Not anymore.
He blasts you, and you take. You already lost your vitality points because you lost that for using the force power.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but he gained 2. Oh yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you
I didn't
yeah.
get 2. I didn't.
So you take 5 wound points, and you are he zapped you hard, and your stomach is just he blasted into the flight suit that you were wearing and burned up a chunk, and there's clearly a scar, a singed area of your stomach.
Let's get a
as
little
you're
mark, Addy.
and you're on your knees. Everyone else, what do you guys do?
Shit.
Shoot. Well, I'm gonna shoot at the guy with my blaster.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Attacking. 13. Come on, 13.
You hit.
Yeah.
So give me a damage roll.
And that would be 11.
Okay. You killed the guy.
Oh.
Wow.
All right. Now I want to go. Now that I know he's dead, I'm going straight over to him with the med pack.
Okay.
Okay.
Addy, you are healed 3 vitality points, or pardon me, 3 wound points.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have a positive Constitution modifier?
No, 0.
Okay, so that's it.
Were these troopers?
Yes.
Stormtroopers?
Yes, these were stormtroopers.
Okay.
Probably should have checked.
But
if
he's
you could
dead.
heal yourself, but. All right. So I grab both of their weapons too, and then hand them to the guys that don't have one.
Okay,
The second body's still in the clearing, though, right?
they're both dead in the
They're in the jungle?
in the jungle.
Okay. All right, good.
He took out the first one, and then he got shot by the second one.
Right.
But then he shot the other one.
All right.
Okay, so you've got two guys, one who you can kill now that he's been knocked out, or let's just say you can concuss him to death when you hit him so hard before you got shot in the stomach. So you've got 2 sets of armor. You've got at this point now 30 seconds total to figure out what to do. I'd advise out of game for you to drag him away.
Yeah.
Before anyone comes looking.
Yeah, drag them away and then start assessing sizes of
Who
obviously.
can fit in the armor?
Yeah, Hammerhead's not going to be able to fit. Actually, I'm the only one who can fit in the armor, guys.
Well, I can too, because I'm humanoid
It's
enough.
close. One is, one is tall and gangly enough that either of these could actually fit theoretically. with there's like
Like
foam,
a-
there's
like
like
a gun
foam
can
padding
handle it
inside
work.
the
I
helmet.
never saw
Hold on. There's like
anything other than a human stormtrooper.
how many humans? Aside from clones, which were all the same person inside the stormtrooper outfit, how many humans did you see? Period.
All of them were definitely humans.
You saw like maybe like what 6 actual faces underneath the stormtroopers?
No, but it's because I didn't see. But their body types were all human.
well,
Yeah, but
Fosho has a very humanoid body type.
Yeah, he does.
And-
he does. But this one doesn't.
He's got kind of a gangly
The
shaped
feet,
one.
those big, huge feet. How are those going to fit in
the
stormtrooper
ears
boots?
and the eyes.
They're
like-
flexible. It could also be kind of amusing.
No, no, I'm not. I love you guys, but
We
no.
understand the Ithorian can't.
You're-
Like,
I
that's
want a
right.
saving roll versus your bullshit illusion.
I would say that he just would get disadvantaged on all his checks if he tried to put the armor on, because like his ears would be like dangling out, and it would like
feet
it looked like a
wouldn't fit in the
bobblehead like, helmet.
So I say you two put on the outfits, and then we're your prisoners because we got 30 seconds to play
Let's
this
do it.
off.
All right.
All right. So yeah, what do we?
Okay, so you guys have dragged the bodies away.
Yep.
Scout, give me a survival check to see if you find a good position to be hidden from them while you're doing it.
All right.
Not that kind of position, Addy.
20.
Oh, he was getting ready too.
He was.
28.
All right.
Twinkle in his eye.
So you find a chunk of trees, like one's like knocked over, and you're able to drag the bodies away from there. You can hear troopers coming to like shouting like, call in, report. Do you see anything?
Shit. Grab a helmet and put it on.
Okay, you put the helmet on. You don't have the rest of the outfit on yet.
Yeah, that's fine, just so I can communicate.
Okay.
Because the microphone would be in the helmet, right?
Give me
Yeah, because when he checks the mic, it's
All right.
yeah.
odds or evens.
Evens.
The microphone is damaged because the helmet you throw on initially is the one that Addy clocked with his staff. Side note, you're still really wounded and like kind of bleeding out while you're trying to get this
Yeah.
armor on. So it's moving slow for you. All right. But, however, you could see them if you looked up over this tree,
See them.
like the troopers.
Oh.
So if you just put the helmet on and just like reach out and just do the. I think everybody knows this works now. That's the like lean over out of the tree line and hit the helmet twice. It's the international sign for your mic doesn't
So you
work
rise
right.
up over the knocked over tree trunk and you like poke at your helmet. Try to make a shouting sound. All right, so they see you tapping your helmet. They're like, "Oh, okay." Give me a bluff check, actually. Boom. They believe you.
Nice.
Cool. All right, get back down. All right, we gotta stabilize him. How many more med packs do we have?
4.
We need him really badly.
All right.
Let's
Use
give
another
him
one?
Let's give him another med pack. We gotta stabilize this guy.
All right, Addy, you heal 4 points of damage.
Nice.
What does that put you up to?
I have
Supposed to be at 9,
3 left.
What did you start with?
10. So that's where I.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so you're
in pretty good
doing
shape
okay.
now.
You feel too drained to use the force right now.
Okay.
Aside from spending a force point, that's the only thing you can do.
Okay. All right. We got.
Well, yeah, because I used the force point for the illusion, right?
No, it's a different. You burned your vitality using.
Oh, okay. Fine.
All right. I'm gonna put. All right. I'm gonna get this stormtrooper outfit on. What's your name, Addy?
Faux show.
Foe. You put the other uniform on.
We'll be
We're
the prisoners.
going to pretend that we captured these two guys, and we're going to march them into base, and we're going to make we're going to get as close to that one of those ships as we can, and we're going to make a run for it.
I like it. Let's do it.
Now I don't have any demolitions on me, correct? It was not part of my original outfit.
No.
All right, just checking. We never checked.
Yeah, you didn't. You did not have any grenades for your guard detail.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So you guys get dressed up, and you are marching out your 2 prisoners. A couple people who are over at the main base, like, are clearly like calling into their mics. Okay, so you get the head tap again. Okay, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And as you get closer, one comes forward. It's like, Where'd you catch these?
Just outside of the perimeter, sir.
All right. Well, we've got orders on high. We want anyone who's left on the planet alive. Take them over to the holding block.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys start walking one direction. It's like, what are you doing? Holding block's the other way.
Oh, sorry, sir. He caught me with a good shot. I'm a little dizzy right now.
You point to the helmet and show the crack actually on the helmet. It's like, oh, well, make sure we take out those alien scum after this. But for the moment, they're supposed to be kept alive. But you can get a lick in if you want.
Thank you, sir. And then I give Fendir a heavy push in the back.
Okay. So he shoves you in. Oh. All right. So you guys walk around the quarter of this pod to sort of like now what's sort of a more clear area. There's fewer guards. The ship is docked not too far from you. There's still people around, but you can't. It's not being like a patrolled area because this is inside their sector of control.
So, do you think we should
Let's
go
just
to the ship, or are we gonna?
No, I think
head
we should
towards
lock
holding
these
block?
two up, and then you and I go to the ship. Hey-oh! No.
That's what I've been thinking all.
Yeah. No, yeah, we need to. Let's just get on. Yeah, let's just march to the ship. I got a plan. I have an idea.
All right. So we try to board the ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're able to get in the ship. There's no one on there currently. It looks like there was some supplies that are still on there that people may have been taking on and off. So there's no one on there at the moment, but there's an open cargo door that is opened up, or like landing door that you have walked up, and yeah, it's like some like space barrels of things. And you're not sure how long before people come back.
I'm not shackled, right? At this point.
Uh,
I was never really shackled. Handcuffed.
Yeah, we never really.
you didn't lock it?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay.
We never really.
You sure? I totally locked in mine. Yeah.
All right. So
Oh, you had? I just assumed we brought him in. Without.
Well, you had to have the illusion work pretty well when
right.
the guards came close. So, so actually, both Hoof and Fendir, give me reflex saves. Okay, you guys actually both prevented them from accidentally like clicking the lock in, so you were able to get free of your shots.
I'm looking for the button to shut the doors that we came in. Actually, wait. He needs to know if we can fly this thing out of here.
Oh, I can fly it out slowly, very slowly.
Keys are in the dashboard. little thing up there.
He's
above the
able-
steering wheel where the keys are always
The
at in the
visor,
movies.
yeah.
He's able to sun visor.
And nobody in the history of time has ever put their keys in the sun visor ever.
Every movie has it.
He's able to start it. It's not like there's a key.
All right. Oh well, I'm closing the cargo door.
Okay. You hear some voices being like, "Hey, what's going on over there?" As the cargo door starts to rise up. Well, Fendir, I guess you should give me a pilot check to see if you can get the ship up.
Well,
That means roll.
That does mean
It doesn't mean give you a whole dialogue.
Oh, it was great though, and actually, the better your dialogue, the lower I will set the DC.
Oh, okay. Oh, 4.
Oh shit!
For pilot.
man.
So give me some shit.
His fear took over. He's all of a sudden
So
afraid
give
to
me some
fly
spiel.
again. Oh, I knew he shouldn't.
Forced it again. What's wrong with this thing? Oh, the turbo booster fiber.
Wait, someone give me a bluff check. Okay, so you clang on the intercom, and like the speakers from the thing are like conveying what he's saying. He's like, "Sorry, our pilot. He just shut the door. I don't. Sorry, he doesn't know what he's doing." And people actually believe you, so like they don't like raise their guns. They're just like, "Oh," and they like go and call the mechanic to come over here. All right, so you're having trouble, but you've alerted suspicion, but they're not directly hostile to you. Give me another pilot check to get this.
Please, dear Lord, fly this thing.
Get us off this ground.
I'll say it was the other number, not the
6.
Jesus Christ.
All right, you.
We are so
It
dead.
looks like everyone wants to kill
Well,
me.
this is the way the game ends.
You set off the thrusters enough that you like spin in place and knock over the person who was just going to call the mechanic. And he's like, "Hey!" And he like looks up and sees your Ithorian face in the inside the dashboard.
Got a bad
He's
feeling
like,
about
"Oh God! Ah! It's rebel scum!" And he like starts shouting into his mic in his functioning helmet. And you see gun turrets that were faced outward. Some of them are rotating to face back in.
No.
Well, I guess it's going to be session 1 and only.
Only. Is there,
Is there an escape pod on this
they
thing?
started shooting at us yet.
Give me one more pilot check, please.
Oh, get us off the
Come
ground.
on,
They see us.
Sean.
12.
What?
I'll go.
I'm gonna say that's a 19.
Yeah, you're right. It is. I looked again. You're right. 19.
21.
21. Yep.
Okay.
more like it.
So you're like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to hit, and you press the red button, and it sent like the thrusters kick off, and you like rise up real ass fast into the space. The space.
Space.
And as you are starting to clear the atmosphere of Yavin IV, you guys can look down. You can see that the Imperials have definitely like claimed a lot of that territory. Looking up out into space, you see there's actually still a dogfight going on. It's really hard to see from the ground because you're getting light from the sun. But there are still ships up in the air. You think that this might have been some sort of... it took a while to get some of the ships up, and there's now sort of a protracted battle as they're kind of all navigating, trying to get locks on what the best faster-than-light route out of the system is. But there's still part of the fleet up in space. And we're going to fade from that to
Find out on the next episode.
one of the Star Destroyers. A tractor beam is locking in or bringing in something into their bay. Scraps of metal, parts of ships are all brought on board. As air fills the chamber, opens up and crews run in. Be like, system's saying that someone's still alive. Someone's still alive. How is that possible? The computer pinged a heartbeat. This is from the Death Star. His life support would have run out days ago. These aren't meant to stay out so long. Wait, hold on. Is that a normal TIE fighter? Is that a hyperdrive? Can't be. What? It was one, but it looks slagged. They start carving into the side of this slagged TIE fighter and pull out a black armored figure. All the mechanics stare down at this figure on the ground as they slowly process who they're looking at. It's silent for a moment, and then they hear, and the figure of Darth Vader sits up. Any who attempt to flee, capture. Anyone left on the planet, I want alive. I would have words with them. And we were in session there.
What?
Wow, that was a crazy session. You can check out other episodes of Certain Point of View on our website, certainpov.com. You can check out the weight loss challenge on our website. You can check out what we were doing as part of Patreon. You can be a part of that. Share the podcast with your friends and family, fellow nerds. All of that is on our website, certainpov.com. Music used in this episode today is courtesy of purpleplanet.com. That's purple-planet.com. Until next week, stay scruffy, my Nerfherders.
Thanks for listening to Certain Point of View. Don't miss an episode. Just subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on iTunes. Head over to certainpov.com.
CPOV. CertainPOV.com.